Hi, everyone.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. The subtitles are definitely Hi, everyone. We are live. Welcome to Transmissions. This is our channel, and Blood and Lyrium is our Dragon Age story. I hope you are all doing well. We are all definitely in a particular kind of mood, and we hope to have you along with us. So yes, Adaran, Atishan, everybody. This is our episode 3. And before we introduce the story and the players, let me first provide a content warning. Dragon Age is a setting which has some dark and difficult themes, not only with some grisly horror, but also in its political and cultural tensions. There are power imbalances throughout the lands of Thedas, and we may on occasion touch on those in our story. Rest assured, we will be as respectful and considerate as possible when we do, and we have discussed our lines and veils prior to today's session. We can check in with each other, but we want you to also be mindful of your own comfort levels. As important as these stories are to voice, your happiness and comfort should be paramount, and as such, we would never judge you if you need to step away. That being said, welcome to a Dragon Age story. I'm going to let my players introduce themselves, and I will start off by saying I am Emma, or Hamily on the internet. I use she, they pronouns, and I am the storyteller. I will let my players introduce themselves and also who you are playing, please, and maybe a little bit of how are they doing? How are they doing?
Am I first? Well, I'm first now. Hi, everyone. My name is Satan. I go by she or any pronouns. I didn't know what's happening. I go by she or any pronouns. I'm playing Phelan. He goes by he, him. And you know what? He's got... Sure, there's a blight going, but he's got some rocks. He's got some arson cubes.
He knows the bears.
Yeah, he just got to talk about bears and animals. He's doing pretty good. Wow, I'm so sorry, Emily. It's your turn.
No, it's
Satan was like,
okay.
I have something to say.
That's okay. It's an RPG. We make it up as we go along. I'm Emily. I use she, they pronouns. I'm playing Kenna, the dwarven blacksmith. Who uses she, her pronouns, and she's doing just stressed, but just trying to go. She's just trying to go. That's all I got.
I'll try.
Oh shit, I guess that's me. Okay. We went out of order and threw me off.
We're so on it today.
Hi, hello, I am Jill, also known as Ghosty JK. I use she, they pronouns, and I will be playing Beverly Brewer. She is a human warrior, born and raised in Lothering, local laundress, ready to smack some bitches with her paddle. That sounds way more sexual than it is. It's a laundry paddle.
I don't think that helps. It doesn't help.
Thank you, Ben.
It's a sex laundry paddle.
And she's fine. She's fine.
Oh man, okay. Hi everyone, I'm Torn. Or Torn Talks Creativity on the internet. I use she, they pronouns. I will be playing Oriana, a human rogue who uses she, her pronouns. She's doing okay. She's just like, don't perceive me. It's fine. And might fall through the ground. I mean, yeah, but don't talk to her. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. It's fine. We're good.
Hi everyone, I'm Sakaya, I do gender, and I'm playing Eranan today, who goes by she, her pronouns, and I just want to make sure that all of my party are fine.
Yourself included, I hope.
Sure, yeah.
All fine. Very good. So, last session, the group continued their travel until they could go no further. Their bodies were desperate for rest. Oriana and Iranin, which is a fun pair of names to say together, find the group a spot to set up camp past the tree line, and the group do their best efforts to try and recover. The day is brightening in the morning sun, but the party have to take shifts and try to sleep if it manages to come for them. Our two outdoorsy types also managed to enact the spook and stab method to hunt some food. There was also some solemn reflections, I can speak, on Kenna's situation regarding her daughter, who is in Kirkwall. The group are not sure ultimately what their plans are, but they know that they're traveling north and 2 destinations they would like to hit along the way. While keeping an eye on the road, Best Boy Whiskey picks up on some approaching strangers, giving a dutiful boof to Beverly so that she and Faywin can deal with the travelers. It comes to pass that the 2 women, Josie and Helena, had been traveling around the south, and they too had to go on the run from the Darkspawn. Introductions are made. Many questions are answered about what has happened at the Battle of Ostagar. Some insight into the work that the women do. Small insights, at least. Peanut cookies are handed out. There's some flirting over animal fats and shiny stones. And Iranan and Oriana, it's even fun when you put it the other way around, speculate how much they actually trust these strangers. After a chance to have their clothes washed by Beverly and getting fed, the pair go on their way, leaving our group with only each other's company once again. Their own rest has been had, as best as you can manage in this desperate situation, and now it is time to consider hitting the road again. Now that they are alone, do they have thoughts about the news of the king's demise, the defeat at Ostagar, the blight that is supposedly here? Maybe some speculations that they have about the 2 travelers that have now gone their way. As you're starting to pack up the camp, what conversations can we hear being had? Who would like to voice up a conversation we hear as our camera pans in a little closer to one of you?
Well, Beverly is doing a concern. I don't know who specifically she would talk to. I'm sorry, I made myself almost laugh with that one. I tell jokes for myself, not for others, so it's great that I'm an entertainer. Yeah, so specifically the news that the king is dead is just not great. I feel like she's probably like muttering to herself a little bit as like she's packing up the camp, getting everything back into her cart. It's just kind of like, I can't believe the king is dead. What do you mean that Loghain betrayed the king and all of the Grey Wardens are either dead or like war criminals now? This is ridiculous. My entire world has been flipped upside down. There's a blight going on. It's just, she's probably talking to Whiskey, if we're being honest. Like, he's helping like move things that are a little bit I was gonna say a little bit heavier, but she could pick up heavy stuff, so she's just letting him help.
He's just being helpful and making.
He's being helpful.
Sounds. You're not sure whether he's definitely picking up every nuance of your conversation, but at moments where it feels appropriate, it does actually make sounds, whether it's boofs or barks or general nuzzles. Is responding to what you're saying.
Yeah, she's just processing, I think. Maybe in a great way.
I think Phelan's like packing their things because they took a wash together. I think Phelan has like decided, it's like, yeah, this is my buddy, and like the buddy system, of course. And so they're like packing their bag and they're like looking over, and eventually they kind of like just have their bag and they like stand next to Beverly, awkwardly trying to think about what to say. I was gonna ask if you were okay, but like I know you're not. But
What? I'm sorry. No, you're just speaking so softly. I couldn't really hear you.
You okay?
No. Honestly.
Well, yeah, I figured, but I didn't know like what else. I don't know what you ask. Do you need anything?
Oh, thank you, Phelan. And she'll like reach out and kind of like pat his shoulder. It's just a lot of information at once, and I don't think any of it was good news.
No, it all sounded like pretty shitty news, to be honest.
Yeah. really would like to find my family now that like all of this stuff is happening. I need to make sure that they're okay. I don't know where my younger brother went, but I'm hoping he went to Southreach, considering that's, the direction we're going.
How long ago did your brother leave?
Probably about a week ago.
Oh, we might be able to catch up then.
I hope so.
And, it'll... We got this. Do you need a hug? Most people in this...
Are you offering a hug?
Yes.
Beth just hugs Phelan.
Oh, okay.
Gives him a little bit of a squeeze.
Yeah. Phelan just hugs Bev. It's a little awkward at first, but then relaxes into it, and then just... There's like a rub at the back that he clearly just learned from somebody else and noticed that that makes people feel better. Yeah. It has made him feel better when he got it, so it's just like a rub on the back. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Phelan. I do think I needed this.
If we need hugs, you let me know. Pretty okay at them.
I'll keep it in mind. And if you need hugs, you let me know. But also, I feel like I shouldn't steal any from Whiskey.
I can give Whiskey a hug, too?
I think Whiskey would love a hug.
Oh, okay.
He's wiggling with excitement right now.
Phelan will go over to Whiskey and just... They're probably about the same height, to be honest.
Yeah.
And just kind of like hug.
Close to it. Like he'll do that thing, when like a dog anticipates and sees the hands coming out and they're like, oh yeah, scritches are coming, and they get like really excited.
Yeah.
Before you even get to them, they're already like making the movements. Yeah.
Phelan seems more comfortable hugging the dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Than other people.
That's fair.
So, okay. But we can look out for your brother still hugging Whiskey. When we reach Southreach.
Yeah, he should be there with his family, and I assume one of the many that are running right now.
Yeah. So, we can keep an eye out for him. You tell us what he looks like or his name.
His name is Fendley. He's tall.
Well,
Rotund is probably the best way to describe him. He's quite a large boy. You'll see him from a mile off.
Okay, easy. Fenley, kind of similar like Phelan. Got it.
That's one way to remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll look out. We'll look out for him.
Thank you.
Him.
Bev will just kind of like pat Phelan's back and go back to packing up stuff.
As you kind of go to pack up stuff, you probably pass somebody else. Are there any other conversations being had or preparations being made as you guys are packing your things up?
I think Kana's been throughout this time like trying to get her cart rearranged. Everything in there was kind of very loosely thrown in at the last minute and probably not like strapped down or secured. So she's trying to get everything organized, not just for her own, that she likes things to be organized, but also just like all that stuff moving around is going to be hell on Jessica. So she wants to have everything good. And I think she would she would try to get Aaronon's attention and kind of like wave her over and be like, hey, sorry, can I borrow you for a sec?
Yeah, Aranon like travels relatively light, so she's probably almost packed anyway. So I'll walk over to Kana. You okay? Anna?
Yeah, no, I'm great. My lower back is doing the thing again. Could you help me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Turn around.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a knee in the lower back. like arms under the armpits, a bit of a pop.
Shit. Thank you so much.
You good?
I need to. Yeah, I need to do some walking today. Anyone is welcome to take a ride. To give me a chance to stretch my legs today. I am stiff as a board.
Well, I think I'll be walking today. I need to keep the blood flowing.
Yeah.
I put a hand like on the small of your back, just to sort of rub where my knee bashed you. Are you I'm sorry about the death of your king. I know it.
I didn't know him.
No, I know, and you know, I don't know how much affection you have. I know Bev must be.
Yeah,
She's been muttering.
I don't know. It's kind of a lot, you know. There's a lot going on. I'm trying to take it. It feels very strange to be like one half of my head is very aware that these are very like impossibly crazy times that are gonna be in history books and shit. Like just like having like this is a lot, and all I can like that's going on in the corner of my brain, but all I can focus on is like me and the four of y'all and my daughter. Like all of that. Like I don't care if the king is dead. No offense, God rest his whatever, you know.
No,
like, but I don't. I feel like as long as we all pull through, they can make a new king. Hopefully, there'll be good ones. I don't know what to make of all the politics. I really try to. I don't know. But thanks for the comfort, I guess.
No, I'm just checking. I know, you know, you've been in Ferelden for a while, and I know how much these things mean. But I was assuming you were kind of like me on this. So, yeah, us first.
I mean, I don't like to phrase it like that. I mean, like, I feel like us just as much as anybody who's wearing any crown or hat or whatever, you know? Like, doesn't matter who's up there as long as everybody's trying to. Everyone's gonna have to pull together to do it. To get through this, no matter.
Us first, Kanar, because if we're not okay, we can't help anyone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Howard,
I will
is
sling
you okay?
my pack.
You're so solid. Are you okay? I forgot. I'm so stressed. I forgot to check on you.
I'm fine. Of course. This is what I do. Traveling.
Yeah, not usually with shadow monsters chasing us.
Hey, well, you know. I'm sure they're far behind now, right?
Yeah.
But let's get moving.
Yeah. Gets right back to tying up something.
Aranan, how fine are you, really, at the moment?
Not great. She does a lot of masking anyway, but this is huge because she has recently kind of made a decision in her mind to try and get back home and patch up some things that have been a huge part of her life. There's a sort of a distance that she wanted to close the gap on, and now she doesn't know if that's ever going to be possible.
You may even be the last of your tribe.
Thank you, storyteller.
You're welcome. I love you. Yeah, you're holding a lot in, but I would like to think that who and what you are means that you are able to very genuinely sell to your friend that you are doing fine. I'm so fine.
Yes, it is genuine because I think this is like, at the moment, every part of her thought is on what's going on now and safety first, and then think about things. So she's using it to push it to the back of the mind, but it's also true.
Yeah, absolutely. Caring for others is your calling. Okay. Anything else? Ariana, what are you doing?
To be honest, I think Oriana is already packed, looking ahead, like up the road. You know what I mean? Like making sure we can get the cart safely going and on the journey on the way there. Mostly because she's been on the run for a while. And this is very something she's used to, but having people travel with her is not normal. So she's like, I don't know how to integrate into this. And then knowing that once a king dies, that means opportunity. Not for her, but for everyone. Like, there's going to be unrest. People are going to be vying for it. It's going to be bad.
How much do you feel you know about Ferelden politics and people?
Fairly decently. Not like I wouldn't rub hands with them, but I would know about it. And like, you know, Loghain, his daughter, I would know who they were. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna make you roll for it, because it's kind of like if someone was to make me Emma roll for understanding if my king died, what would happen. Like, I know, I don't need to, you know, I know. So you would know that King Kaelin, who he was a likable fellow. A lot of people really liked him. He was sunny and bright and loved his people. And for many people that was quite inspiring. For old seasoned veterans like Loghain, they were like, oh god.
Yeah.
This Labrador of a man is gonna kill me. But he and his bride, Anora, they did not have kids.
Yeah.
And you're not sure. The difficulty Ferelden is about to hit is that they are very much about to find out what a line of succession looks like when there's nothing directly down or even sideways at the moment.
Yep.
So that is going to present problems, and I think you would be quite aware of that.
Yeah, and I think her biggest concern is get north as quickly as possible, because when there's unrest in Denerim, it will trickle out.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. You and Iranan had expressed certain thoughts and feelings about the two women that had been with you fairly recently. They've probably been out of your company for an hour or so. Would you share those thoughts with the group, or is that something that you are keeping to yourself for now?
I don't know if Oriana would. I think she would mostly just be like make a comment of they did truly leave. Like if she's scouting ahead a little bit, like they actually
you can come
leave.
back and let people know, sure.
Yeah,
and
like,
nothing seemed to accost them on the way, because it's a fairly you know, somewhat flat in the area that you're currently traveling, so you would have seen them going for quite a bit. Seemed quiet on the road,
and just, you know, that's consistent with the behavior they said they would do.
Yes.
They said they were gone. They're actually gone. They didn't come back. Yeah.
You can report back. Yeah.
Can I add, from Iranan's point of view about that, is that she also wouldn't say anything because she has Oriana's confidence, so that she knows there's someone else who kind of has that suspicion. But they genuinely gave that bit of camaraderie and communication that the rest of the group needed, and so benefit of the doubt kind of thing till they show otherwise. She's just happy that the others got that social time.
That's fair. They got cookies and flirting, and what more could people want, really, honestly? And Bev got to fulfill her purpose of cleaning for cookies.
Bev's life purpose.
Yeah.
Laundry.
You're like, I get to be useful right now, and this makes me calm.
I just like talking about animals, guys.
Yeah, and I got rocks. Look, everyone.
I got rocks. Look at that.
The listing of every type of bear fucking killed me.
Yeah, yeah. And then she was like, "Have you heard of like there's a bear that's like a dude with spikes?" You were like,
9 types of
"I thought there
bears.
was 9 types of bears."
It lives rent free in my head.
Yeah,
It has
You're
to
welcome.
yeah.
I do think Bev would approach Oriana when they come back
Yes.
from scouting and ask, is there a safe path ahead, or
Tell. Yeah.
seems pretty clear?
Mm-hmm. At least I didn't see anything. Yeah.
That's good. I would like to get going as quickly as possible. I don't want to stay here and wait for the Darkspawn to, be upon us.
Same.
Yeah. So, particularly for Oriana and definitely Aeronid as well, people who have traveled this road quite extensively, to a certain extent Phelan as well, although a lot of the times you're not necessarily traveling on the roads. You would know that the very confusing situation when you were leaving Lothering and heading north is that you have to go south along the road to then head west to get to Southreach on your journey north.
Would
Did we all get that?
Makes sense.
Would I know any path north that's easier through the woods?
No, not on foot with 2 donkeys and like regular carts. The Aravel very specifically, Lord Drop Evan. The Aravel very specifically had fairly big wheels with like a good like cars that have really good suspension.
Yeah.
Because they were called like land ships. That's their name. And it is designed to travel over the roots of trees somewhat smoothly, and it feels like you were riding on a boat through an ocean when you were just riding through a forest. So your carts are designed specifically for this. Master Craftsman engineering, it's great. A regular cart carrying the likes of an anvil and like these little donkeys, like you're thinking, I know a quick route, but it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I think Phelan is thinking about it, and it's inspecting the car, and if anyone's around, it's just like, no, this is bad craftsmanship. It won't survive.
And to be honest, those of you, my players, certainly, we do have a map of Ferelden. You know what? I don't know how you feel about this, producer Ben. Can everyone in chat who are watching just give a round of applause emojis for our producer Ben, because he is phenomenal and we love him. If you want to, you could always throw up our map screen so that we can show people, not a battle map this time, but the actual map of Ferelden that we're talking about, so everyone can see what we're talking about. I'll let you line up to that. You're welcome, Ben. Yes, everyone in chat, give yes. Round of applause, yes. Give them emojis. Give out the flowers. Okay. I will talk while this is happening. So what thank you. Oh, look at us go. So you know that in order to get to where you're going, the general direction, the roads that you would travel would just be somewhat parallel to the main road anyway. And the road is hugging the Draken River, so it's just going to be better to stick to the road.
Okay.
You're also not sure, given everything that is going on, if doing a bit of off-roading is the strong choice to do. Like, it's maybe not the time for it. But as we can kind of see, I don't know if you're able to like zoom in just a little further south there, but yeah, there we go. I'll let you do the thing. So we're further south in Saharan. You know what? Fuck it, we're in Saharan. Right to the bottom of the map there, Ben. Oh, sorry. It's fine. You know what? It's all good.
Would it be a stream without tech gremlins?
Yeah. You know what? We're just trying for the first time. You guys will see a nice big red whoop happening on the map for both you players and also Ben for while he's doing this. I just figured it'd be nice for people in chat to also see what we're talking about. Where you are in Lothering, the road has to go south first. You've already traveled that part. You're going to be curving around and now heading kind of in a northeast direction towards Southreach. It's a bit of a trip, but that is the general direction of travel. And for those of you who have been out and about and traveled this road quite a bit, it's well traveled usually. Currently there's a lot of sudden movement north. often, and you know this, Oriana, because you can think, when I was out hunting, some of the animals were running like towards me because they were running away from the south. If creatures from the Kakari wilds and the southern parts of Brazilian forest are getting flushed out and chased north, doing a bit of the old spook and stab, there's some pretty terrifying things down there. So the things that might be getting flushed out, as well as Darkspawn, you're gonna have to be mindful and thoughtful in how you travel, everyone. Those of you who are experienced on the road, you know, as has already been shared with the group, that the likes of Beverly has not left Lothering before. There may be certain things you want to caution, warn, some advice, things to approach, ways of traveling, etc. It's probably a conversation to have as you set off on the currently relatively safe journey on this road as you curve around the bend and start heading northeast. No? Yes? They're like, it's alright, she's got this.
Yeah, Phelan's going to, as where they're walking,
Yeah.
they're going to tell Bev, like, you might want to start taking some breaks every so often so that you don't develop blisters.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I will do that. I mean, I think I can keep up.
Well, it's not about keeping up, it's about not hurting yourself. I can wrap your feet and your leg if you want. It helps if you don't have calluses to protect them.
Bev is confused because she has been like a laborer her whole
Yeah.
life, and so she's familiar with calluses, but is
Yeah.
like, why do you think I'm going to develop them walking on a road?
Because if we're going to be walking for long periods of time, it might hurt. Are you used to walking for long periods of time?
I'm used to being on my feet.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't say this to offend. I'm sorry.
You know more than me. The farthest I've gone is like honestly, I've traveled to Southreach occasionally, but like that's very rare, and I'm not usually on foot.
It's just taking rest will help you.
Okay.
So take it easy.
I think Eranon can see the sort of
Help
like
me.
yeah. Phelan's like really trying hard, and Bev's
Try
just like,
so hard.
Means
What?
well. Means well.
And so I kind of just sort of skip up between the two of them. Hey Phelan, you know the Red Star, right? Fieldbird comes down through the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all heading south this time of the year, so I was kind of thinking good early sign if they start going the other way, our direction. Could mean, dangers on the way.
Yes.
Bev has checked out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Why would they be heading up early?
Well, I'm just thinking, like, if there's Darkspawn around, and
Oh.
there might be the...
Yeah, have
Did
you
he
seen
even
them? I don't know if it's too early for them.
I don't want to see them. But if you spot one, let me know.
Oh. Okay. Slicks up in the sky. Okay.
I think this might be where Ariana just goes, "Boop," it just like pops up.
Ah. It's just
Sorry.
a jump.
Sorry. I was listening. Honestly, I agree with Phelan. It's more about longevity and more about keeping us, able to continue. If we can go as much as we can every day, that's the best. But I'll be honest, I think we should more keep out for people on the road. Traps. People will be like, oh, my cart broke down, and have it in the middle where you can't continue and you have to go around, and it makes it a lot harder. And then they see all the stuff that we have, which is lovely, by the way. But people will want it. So when it's scary times and unrest, people are going to try to take it.
They can try.
And they will. They're used to this. I'm not saying we can't protect it, but they will use your kindness against you.
You're right. The roads are very dangerous usually, but especially now.
Yeah, if people are scared and running, and they know that you're running north, you know. So, yeah, just gotta keep where you're not too tired. So if we do get ambushed or anything, we can fight and run, hopefully. Much prefer run, but yeah.
You have a really
Okay.
big paddle that could help.
So if they stay so long enough, just whack.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've threatened enough of people. Might as well, follow through with it this time.
I'm gonna go roll in mud.
Don't
That's a
do
joke,
that.
by the way.
Oh.
Okay. She's gonna just try to leave as quickly.
Kitna has not participated in the conversation at
Nope.
all, but bursts out laughing.
Yeah, you just hear Kanala.
There was genuine concern on Bev's
Yeah.
face when he said
I think the sudden loud laugh from you often gets a reaction, and you'll notice it's usually when you're laughing, and you don't know it's that Jessica understands what you're doing, but the sound makes her do the yaw, like she starts doing her sound like when you do it.
That's so good.
When you laugh, like you start laughing, and Jessica's like, "Oh, it's time to go."
Please tell me both of them do it. Now we are
Yeah,
Aw,
so once
and then
one
there.
starts, the other one has to go, and then the dog is like, "Oh, is it time?" Starts howling. Yeah, you're like, "Oh, it's time to go."
Oh my goodness.
Harmonize.
this is a lot of noise.
Oh, no. And she'll go in front of the donkeys like, no, I'm sorry. Shh. We have to be quiet.
Shake their heads, their bridles.
I'll be trying to quiet Whiskey, but I'm cracking up at the same time like Whiskey.
You're like,
No,
whiskey.
no.
No.
That was a
He'll-
lot of
He'll look
noise.
at you with a
No.
look of like head tilt of like guilty, like, "I'm sorry, mama."
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't make a joke again. Just,
No,
we have to be quiet.
That was a joke.
I can be cool.
Yes.
It's fine. Sorry.
I mean, I could go do it, but it'd take time, you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
thought
don't really
that-
have
Get
that.
on the road.
I thought that was just kind of what you did.
Most days. That is also a joke, Phelan.
Okay.
Failing with the deep cut. That was a joke. And I know that that's not what you meant, but
I
no.
know.
Oh, make her preserve us all. Okay, so
And Oriana is just keeping a head on a swivel.
Yeah.
essentially.
I would like a survival or tracking, because I'd argue they both kind of wrap in together with what you're currently doing. In theory, the survival would precede the tracking, but
So, what would that fall under?
those
Tell
are
me.
perception rolls.
Okay.
Just perception, because
I
level
so
one.
have
Level one.
Yep.
We need a level 1 emote in this chat.
Would, if we establish that Aranon does a little bit of this with you, the two of us? I mean, I know
Take
you're
it,
primarily,
because I rolled 11.
but I am a tracker.
I have acrobatics. Help.
I don't know if it's
Sure.
allowable.
Yes, that's an 11.
Yeah. Okay. We'll take the nat ones. The nat ones are basically level 1. We good. Yeah. So, it has been dry enough that footprints on the road are a little harder to tell. When it's been raining, especially just after it's been raining and things get a little muddy, it's much easier to really get a nuanced tracking on the go. But it's very obvious that this has seen heavy footfall. I mean, the whole village fled in various directions. A lot of them probably headed in. There's like 4 roads out of Lothering, so a fairly even spread for the people who managed to escape. However, you occasionally will see like, a bit of food. Maybe it's like a squash that tumbled off of somebody's cart that's just like laying discarded on the side of a road because it does not belong here. They do not grow there. Occasionally you might see a shoe that clearly was not fit for the job of the fleeing and gave up the ghost only really a day into the travel. So you're starting to see the little hints of evidence of things that have moved in this direction. Beyond that, I think the main thing that you would get, to be honest with you, this is Lyrium more into 11, because tracking is a very specific type of thing. I would say the perception for searching in the general area and like threat perceptions, if you will, it's really quite quiet on the road today, which carries with it a few layers. It seems that there is nobody else currently actively on this road traveling at the moment, which could mean a few things. There's a bend you're going to be taking soon, so you might start to see things as you take that bend. But also there's not an awful lot of animal sounds, and usually you would hear that. So even if there are animals out there, even if there are birds out there, they seem smart enough to know that they shouldn't be making a noise right now. There's an unease in the ground. It has not quite reached this far north, the really ill effects of what happens to the land when a blight starts to creep in. But there's just something that tingles at the edge of your senses, your roguey senses. You're like, something's disturbing the force.
Yeah, definitely will work then to quiet down.
Yeah.
The Jessicas. And probably share a little bit of that. Just like, we should be quiet. Look, the carts make enough noise, I know, but let's not do undue attraction.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be kind of gross, but if she sees anything that can be used on the road, that's
you can, if Irana points it out, because Irana was the one who was noting the stuff on the ground. But yes, absolutely. Yeah. Imagine between the pair of you working together, you can be like, "Hey, look,
I'm scavenging like nobody's business." Like,
yeah,
it
took a hit when it landed, so there's a slightly squishy side to it, but you can cut that out. You can make a stew with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Oriana, it's a squashed.
I think she does laugh.
Yeah.
And then, like, and I'm gonna sneak it on a cart so Kana and Beverly don't see it. Really.
My prize.
I am too small to carry that squash, y'all.
No, but I would say you've probably got the type of travel that you need to do. You probably have those sorts of satchels that mostly just like look like straps and layers to what you're wearing, but there's essentially a large pocket style thing that you could stick it in and wait for a little bit before you then go and deposit it into a cart.
Because that's like Oriana's carrying all her stuff on her, like the tent, the bedroll, and so she's just like.
I imagine you could put the tent on one of the carts.
Yeah, it's more of a personality thing, not yeah. And so,
it's
like,
part
make
of
sure
the
she's ready to
aesthetic.
go.
You can't do it.
You're like
Very
that
too.
the one bug guy in Breath of the Wild, like with your big.
It's very true.
Beetle.
Yes.
And so, like, they'll appreciate it later, but they don't need to see it now.
Sure. Yeah.
There's a half
It's
squash.
like, yeah. Very good. Okay. Is anyone else doing anything as you like physically start setting off? We did a little bit of a prep, and I think mostly some of us gave some advice.
I'm looking for birds now.
Yeah.
Good boy.
I think before everyone heads out, and I will we'll try to get everyone's attention and say, hey, I hope that this isn't relevant, but I remembered something that I heard a lot when I was a kid from people. Stories got passed down from last time this kind of thing happened. Hopefully we won't run into any darkspawn, but if we do, don't let their blood touch you. I mean, obviously we'll hopefully stay far enough away that that's not relevant, of course, but it's very bad. It's like cursed or something. I don't really understand how that all works, but like, don't let it touch you. or
Gross.
yeah.
What happens if it touches you?
I paid so much attention as a child. I as far
Would
all
I-
I really remember is that it gets you sick, and you can't. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just once you're got, you're got.
Can I raise the fact that the only thing that you know is that they call it tainted, and the fact that it had the word taint in it made you laugh so much that you didn't pay attention to the rest of what was being said.
Yeah, that fits.
Taint.
Oh, no. With my reading, would I know that?
Ooh,
Not maybe specifically, but stories of.
You can roll a cunning. It might be a little tricky because
Yeah.
there's not a lot of books about how to deal with blight.
No, just more record accounts of what happened.
Yeah,
what
and
was
it's
observed.
information. Given how long it's been since the last one, it is for the most part just really the dwarves who keep a fairly
Mhm.
Active account, because even when there's not a blight, a lot of the dwarven communities, the ones that are in the deep road certainly, are still dealing with darkspawn.
Hey, oral traditions can be solid.
They can be with the dwarves.
Oral traditions.
It's yeah.
Taint passed down by oral tradition.
Yeah. Because a lot of the things that happen
Oral
with the
taint.
blight and the lessons of the Grey Wardens, again, the Grey Wardens keep their stuff pretty
Yeah.
to themselves.
I rolled a 15. I read it and then promptly forgot it. 15.
I think what you have picked up is perhaps some kind of accounting, like a diary. It's maybe one of those like I'm reading someone's biography kind of deal. So it's technically non-fiction, but it's not like a handbook about that you can become very sick and there is no cure, and that's probably the depths of like the actual facts that you know. A lot of it might have been a little descriptive about the encounter and that somebody was like wasting away, and you know the two main facts to come out of that is that you're gonna get very sick. It is a fairly rapid decline and then death. Or worse. It is vague because it seems like the person writing it doesn't actually know what the or worse from death actually is. They just say it to sound ominous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, to what Kana was saying, it gets bad quickly. And I don't think there's any coming back from it. So be like being yourself.
I think
Phelan
I
and
like
their-
being myself enough.
Yeah. Phelan and their mom's like, another thing I have to worry about taking over me.
Yeah. This is a secret fifth option for why I feel anxious today. A good warning, though, that
Okay.
it seems their blood and general ickiness should be avoided lest you catch something. Specifics, maybe a little hard. You may figure out very rapidly on the job. You may encounter people who know better and you could ask. But to that end, some of you may want to consider how you dress, or if you're, if you encounter any, you're heading to Slytherin, she'll be fine.
To that point, Kenna is gonna put on her leather blacksmithing apron and make sure that she has like a welding helmet. It's not a welding helmet. You can't weld in fantasy times, but it's
face
That's
guard.
big
helmet.
yeah.
Face guard.
Just gonna make sure it's nearby. We're not gonna need it.
I think Bev is also gonna kind of follow suit, like knowing that like there could be darkspawn out there or people that are trying to prey on carts coming by. Bev would take like the old leather armor that used to be her brother's and doesn't fit her super well. So she could probably only wear like the cuirass itself, like the torso piece. But she's also gonna double up on her stockings because of Phelan's warning. Give a little bit of extra cushion.
Phelan just puts up a hood. It's all he's got. He's also thinking, it's like, I can pretend to be human. Less trouble for me.
Yeah, Bev would have let everybody know that she has like a bag of laundry of clothes that are not hers, but you're welcome to like look through. It's mostly underclothes. But there's like some pants, cloaks, stockings, shirts, like anything you would need to like make like patchwork an outfit together. But there is specifically, I wrote down a hood in there if Phelan doesn't have one.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, Phelan will ask for one then, because I didn't draw him with one. I didn't think about putting one in my thing.
Yeah,
This is cute.
It's mine now.
There is one nice dress. The rest of it's just kind of like a basic stuff.
Do you have a hood I could use?
I do actually. There is one in here, and Bev will reach in,
Is it
rustle
green?
around, pull it out. It's like a dark green.
Cool.
Honestly, it looks like it could be yours.
Mhm.
You didn't have laundry waiting, right? Because
I do my own laundry.
Okay, well, you could have let me help, but I'm not gonna. Not gonna
Okay.
start that now.
You can do my laundry now if you want.
Okay.
Now that she's your buddy.
She's gonna take the hood.
Mhm.
It might be best for like everyone if we just keep this and just cover his ears quiet.
For the most part, it'll work if you're
Yeah.
really hooded.
Yeah.
There's general body structure. There's the issue of your eyes at night, but or at least in
Not
low
nighttime
light.
right now.
Yeah, we go, baby.
Yeah.
Because again, a little lore drop. I know that many people here will have already heard me talking about this at length. But they write about frequently that elves have the whole cat eye thing. When it's low light and the light reflects at the back of their eyes, the elves have that too.
Love that.
And then they never include it in the games or have it in this game system that they have some sort of, not like actual dark vision, but improved sight at night. There's nothing on it, so
My pupils just
it's canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll say that and then put the hood up.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of cover. It's like, I'm just a little human boy.
Just a little guy with a walking
Yeah.
stick.
It's an art project.
I'm cosplaying. Don't judge me. Very good. Okay. So we set off and the road is fairly easygoing. Like I say, this is a very well-traveled road. So it's not difficult for the carts. It's not like there is a broken section or it's basically just dirt track. This is a proper road. This is the West Road. It was put down here when the Tevinter Imperium was being imperial. And some sections of it have fallen into some disrepair, but not this one. It is still very heavily used, particularly for heavy market traffic traveling from Denerim to Redcliffe, which also kind of can connect to Orzammar if they're going south rather than north. So you set off. Eventually you will turn that pretty big bend. You will hear traveling in a direction that seems to be towards you. Who do we think? I'm just going to toss it out to the group because we don't have to worry so much about stats here, although it might come into play. Who do you think has the best hearing?
Not
'Cause
Phelan.
I don't think anyone actually has the focus of it, because if you do, you've immediately put yourself to the top of the pile. But if you don't, who do you think has really good hearing specifically?
My banking is on Aranon or Oriana.
Sure. But which?
I'll say I am reluctantly putting up my hand, but if
Yeah.
Aerodon has it, please take it.
I mean, if it's hunting wise, Oriana. I think
I
Oriana is used
hunters
to.
have to be pretty sensitive to.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Yeah.
she's on such survival mode right now. I think
Yeah.
everything is going to be like,
I think the
Yeah.
What
point is similar backgrounds, but Oriana does this constantly still as a living, whereas Aranan has left that life behind a little bit.
Yeah, and I think a large part of your perceptiveness, maybe visual and empathy and, the connection to people, whereas, am I hunting in the wilds? Like,
Yeah.
is perhaps just to pull the skills apart. Okay, so Oriana, you will hear it first. I think people may hear that there's a sound, which we'll pierce a little bit because there's not an awful lot of sound kicking around at the moment. But you hear specifically it is the sound of, it's definitely horses, horseshoes against the road, the sort of stone slabs of the road. And by the sounds of it, a couple of them. And it's not like gentle clip clop clip clop clip clop. We're off on the road. This is like we are riding.
And no wheels sounding
No.
behind it. Okay.
Just horses. At a speed that you reckon they wouldn't have a cart, because if a horse was going that speed with a cart on it,
Yeah, be bad. Yeah.
asking for trouble.
I think Oriana will get to the front of one of the carts, like alongside Jessica's, one of the Jessicas, but on like the outside, where like if we're coming around the bend, that way I can see first, but I'm still furthest away, and kind of just put up a hand and just be like, everybody, it's probably fine, but there's horses, okay? Just
Love that that's Oriana's be cool, everyone.
be cool, it's fine, guys.
Beverly's like, okay. Like, we're just gonna continue, right?
Yeah.
Balin is going to walk so that he is behind Beverly or Aranon or Kenna. Any of them.
Someone.
Someone.
Sure. Can you now roll an active perception check as you're trying to take in what you see as you're kind of creeping around the corner there, Oriana? Everyone can now hear the sound. It's rather unmistakable. I love the sound. Proper like horseshoes on stone. Hell yeah.
Or coconuts.
Quite literally slaps.
It's not amazing.
No, and unfortunately, it's not a pass.
Stats are rough. All right.
Some people on
Level
horses.
1.
You can see that level one. Let's go. It's hard to make out details, and they're going at a pace that you're thinking. I don't know if I necessarily feel a threat from them, in that it's going to take a bit of effort for them to slow down to like encounter you should they have wanted to do.
Watch your purses. Have you never heard of horse thieves?
Yeah. Haha! Adam and the Ant style. Yeah. Okay, so which ironically Iranon currently looks a bit, you're giving Adam and the Ant right now. Love it. I love that. Okay. Okay. Are you guys just chilling in the road, or are we somewhat moving ourselves to
I was gonna ask, should we move like the carts over? Is it taking up a lot of the room?
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty
Probably.
wide road anyway, so it's not like you're crowding up a narrow passageway, but at the speed they're going, to make sure, A, there's definitely not a clash, and B, they don't spook your mules, because
I think
sudden fast movement,
I think Bev will lead her Jessica over a little bit. At least just out of instinct, because she's not used to traveling on these roads, and if you've ever been on like a narrow road driving and there's someone coming at you, people who are used to it will just like go normally, whereas if you're not, you're like so I think she's in the I'm gonna move over a little bit.
Okay.
I think Kana will also have her Jessica pull over and try to create a little space like behind both of the carts. Like I think Kana will be like a little offset from Beverly's, so that there's a little pocket like right behind the wagon, so the walkers can hopefully take cover in if they need to.
Sure. You will see now. It's not going to take a roll because none of you are like gonna have a reason not to see this. 3 riders moving past you, fast pace, don't seem to be stopping. I will allow anyone who feels like they would be so inclined to look for any sort of marker as to who these people are, and B, that your character would arguably know what they were looking for. So if you feel like you come into those camps, I'll allow any and all to roll.
I'm curious as to why they're going the opposite direction we are.
Yeah.
I assume they're like some kind of soldier.
Looking down.
Is this a...
It's a perception, but if you feel that you have a
Okay.
focus that would apply, you can do cunning because you are, you get things like heraldry.
Yeah.
For
Oh man, I have
example.
historical
Trust
lore,
me, I'm
but I'm
missing that
looking
right now.
down.
I mean,
Missing
you
heraldry right now.
you can
Take a peek. Can I take a
No.
You
peek?
can peek.
Run.
You're behind
Can I-
2 carts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your vision's exceptional. So
Don't worry
Yes.
about it.
Cunning.
9.
Two.
I did get 2 stuck points. Not that it matters.
I got 11 for
Boy.
perception.
Yeah. So
The peek
So they're
wasn't quick enough. It's
definitely-
like, oh.
I would say all of you are like, oh, nanny. Those are like, and they're big horses. These are like big horses that are out there for a different kind of work. These horses do. They're like jock horses, you know.
These horses
That's
are
essentially
ripped.
what the big like war horse. Yeah, those are jock
Yeah.
horses. The only person who's gonna get a bit of a whiff of something is Oriana, in that they are definitely soldiers. And it's curious that it's not that they would want to see if you are okay or if you need assistance, or that there's any kind of but they just tear right past you, and head in that direction. Now, you would know, and those of you who have a pretty solid understanding of the geography of this place, including the likes of Beverly, because like this is your home, like you understand how places are. It's not necessarily like they're riding in a direction, because you know the shape of this road. So again, you can see, you guys and also the audience, you can see on the map the tiny little like neon green sliver of wiggle happening in the middle there. That's the road you've been traveling on. They could be heading to Redcliffe. They could be heading to down to Ostergard, down to like where this happened to rescue people. They could be heading along and around up to Kinloch Hold, like up to where the circle is. There's several directions, several things that they could be going to.
They might be trying to find their squash.
Formal. Yeah, they're like,
There's
you
so much
dropped
to
the
talk about
squash
it.
like that.
don't tell them.
I told you to put it in the back.
That's just
right,
my
okay.
favorite.
Bruh. Okay, so there's a curiosity as to the drive and purpose of what they're doing. They're clearly soldiers, but you don't quite get enough time to like focus in on what the heraldry might be.
Got it.
It's because we are level 1s. So you're like, they feel important. Whatever they're doing is clearly very important at the speed that they're going, because if you're working a horse like that, it's for a very specific.
Me having historical lore and rolling a 9 is that Dexter me with like, I have failed you. My master.
Oh, the
Oh,
elven gods are
man.
like, no, the boy, nah,
Not little
Um,
boy.
nah.
With so few of them, would I
Yeah,
have an
3.
idea of because it's not a band, right? Would I have an idea if they're carrying like messages? Like they're not going to fight, maybe?
The purpose,
I don't know.
well, yeah, so it's not like they're going to war, and it doesn't look like they're out here having a very long and arduous journey, because you wouldn't work your horse that hard if you were.
Yeah.
It could be message, it could be that they've been given a specific task, it could be that they're transporting someone, it could be that they're running away from something, it could be that they're running to something.
Mhm.
The exact purpose is quite hard to tell at this point, but whatever
Gotcha.
it is, they are running like bats out of hell.
Okay.
But they don't speak. There's a moment where like the Jessicas are like, oh, go down.
Oh.
Oh.
I love that Jessica just means mule to us.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, the Jessicas.
another term for mule is
Yeah.
just Jessica.
It's also giving, like, when I say Jessicas, it's giving like the Heathers. You're like, what's
Yeah.
your damage?
The Jessicas.
Yeah. So they definitely have a moment that a lot of animals such as Beast of Burden will do, where they spook a little at the sudden fast and big and the heavy sound of like the metal clangs of the armor as well. So it was certainly something. But they didn't seem to bother you, and they didn't seem to be like, you have an elf.
Ah!
Wonder what they're in such a hurry for.
I don't know. My guess would be messages with the king dead. There's probably a lot going on.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
We should keep moving.
But walk as much as we can to
Yeah.
not weigh the carts down. That would be my vote.
I think that's good. Like having one person on the cart at a time, and then trade off who it is. I think Bev's instinct would be to kind of like go as far as we can in a day, like push us like right to that line of exhaustion, before stopping.
Aranon agrees with that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Just to make up some time.
steady and working for
Consistent.
stamina here. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're-
what we
we're
can't do
doing-
in speed, we make up for by making the most out of the day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay, so can I get my two Jessica mothers to go into your Jessica sheets and roll their
Do a Jessica roll.
stamina, a Jessica roll,
Jessica Mothers
to get a
go into the
Jessica dice
sheets.
and a Jessica number.
Jessica number.
Oh,
Damn, Jessica's.
damn, Jessica.
Twosies.
Jessica's a whiskey.
Okay, so 17 and then 23 with a 6-point stun. Jessica Twosies was like, I
I was
got
born
this.
for
Watch
this.
how it's done.
Yeah. And they,
It
you know
works.
what? Meals are many things, but they are quite literally built for like
They're beast of burden.
working hard. Yeah. They're hard workers. God dang, these Jessicas. We love you. We love you, Jessicas. Don't worry. Your Jessica emote is coming soon, chat.
Yeah, like we're all level 1 and the Jessicas are like, we're level 5. Like,
We're level 5, yeah. We just
Yeah,
didn't want to
like,
say
damn.
anything because we didn't want you to feel awkward.
but
so-
y'all are sad.
Yeah. Can I also ask that those of you feel that the majority of your travel is going to be walking? If you're one of those people that are like, I'll walk so you guys can be in the cart, can you also roll me a stamina just to see how you're doing?
Yeah. Stamina is
Constitution.
cool.
It sure is in Constitution.
I
yes.
sure have a -1 on that.
The dice tell a story. The dice do tell a story. Wow.
I'm hurt by roll 20, like personally.
Roll 20 was like, we stand
Have you
Jessica's.
been
and
personally
you
offended
all-
by roll 20?
Call this
Damn.
number. Yeah.
Yeah.
You may be
uh,
entitled to compensation.
We can see
Level.
who, yeah, level 1. So we have a 14, an 11, an 11, a 7, and a 9. So
So like those 5 stunt points. Okay.
stunts are great. Stunts work wonderfully. Stunts work if you pass. An 11 is your bare minimum pass. If you don't get over the 11, you just fail spectacularly. Yeah, you guys are struggling. I think, and those of us who have ever had to do like pretty endurance walks, like if you've ever been on one of those like holidays or camp or like hiking where it's not just the we're going hiking for the day and then you go home and you rest, but like we do the hiking and then we go out the second day, we do hiking and then we do the third day. And like any sort of like injury, any rolled ankles, any blisters that were formed, anything that was a struggle from this sudden panic run that you had yesterday, you were really feeling today. Bev, you're doing the best out of everyone.
It's because of my advice. And also, I'm saying, you double sucked up.
It's because
You're
of Phelan's
welcome.
advice, but it's also because we're just starting out and Beverly is a natural born sprinter. She's not a
Yeah.
dwarf, so that joke
She
doesn't
was on the
work, but I'm
track
gonna make it
team
anyway.
growing up.
Some people are just built different, Beverly, and clearly you and the Jessicas are cut and above. This is a struggle day. You guys are feeling it, and you get that thing, especially those of you who travel often. Normally, when you travel, you're not like sprinting, quite literally running for your lives, and then sustaining that into a second day. That's not something that you likely have had to endure before. So it's not easy, but you do know that stopping and resting is not necessarily going to help. You're kind of in that catch-22 of I can rest myself, but then when I get back up again, things are gonna just set into my bones. But if you keep going, you might make things worse. So it's just, this is difficult. This is a tough slog. And that's the reality of the situation of the people who fled or fleeing, as you are, from Lothering, from this blight. Can I get? I'll allow a round of perception checks from people. If you have a focus, I will allow you to apply it, and then the type of information I give you will be tailored to the focus you gave. Because this is something that a few things will hit on.
Can the Jessicas roll too?
Nah,
I
bro.
roll 4.
But Whiskey can.
I got
Aaron
more
says
than a
everything.
10.
I
Heard
love
Kate
that,
there.
Kate.
Love
Thank
that.
you.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Yeah.
We're so pleased.
20
Um,
though. Hey, yo.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely have a. Everyone is just. Listen, this is tough. You guys are like,
Whiskey,
you know what?
no.
I'm
20 with
Whiskey-
6
oh,
stunt points.
Oh, plus 5. Holy shit.
Whiskey. Whiskey's tired. I think Whiskey's doing that thing that a lot of like real good dogs will do, where they're like almost empathetic to the suffering you're going through. So the fact that y'all are struggling, he's like.
I also feel.
Yeah.
They're struggling because
Whiskey's an
we're
empath.
struggling.
Yeah. You don't need to apologize, Kate. You're perfect. You're beautiful. We love you. Laugh more. We love it.
Do
yeah,
it.
More,
We
more of
enjoy
that,
it.
please.
Yes. It's great because often we'll hear Ben laughing when something really funny drops.
We love it.
It's even better to hear from you. Okay, because that's like out into the ether. However, Iranan, you get this sudden sinking feeling. I believe everyone in this chat knows, if I know for a fact, that everyone in this call, and likely many of you out there watching today, know what the sudden lurch of panic, or it sounds like something suddenly changed, or you realize that flight that you booked, wait, it was 2 hours ago, you're like that sudden like, ugh, that you get in your stomach. You feel that a sink in your stomach, a clench around your heart. It's hard to describe exactly what your senses are doing, but you become aware of a sound, and it perhaps pierces through, because although you've had the sounds of the carts and the Jessicas doing their general sounds of we working hard out here, Whiskey occasionally making some sound, you're hearing some animals, and there's a sudden, very noticeable silence followed by a kind of guttural rumbling, and you look around to see if there is something off the track in the trees around that corner behind that rock, and you can't see anything. And then it is like it's almost all of a sudden up ahead of you. You're not sure if they were hidden very well or they clambered out of some kind of hole from the depths of the ground. You're not sure how they got here, but that sound goes again. It's gonna hit you first, and then there's just a ricochet into each of you, because you hear the unmistakable sounds that you heard in Lothering of Darkspawn in front of you. And I think that's where we're gonna go and take a break, everybody. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
What?
Okay. Yeah, up ahead you see like short, squat, grotesque. They are much closer than any of the ones you dealt with there. You can see the details of these gnarled, sharp teeth, no lips, as it's all pulled back. Like, it is horrifying. And we'll deal with that when we come to break. Isn't it nice that we have our map screen already up? It's wonderful. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's
So
actually handy.
we're gonna take 10 minutes to probably prepare, honestly. Yes, bio and hydration because it's important, but also, how does this work again? And we will come back after the break for our first combat encounter, everybody. So please do stay tuned and give them all the cheers and love in the chat because they're gonna need it. 10 minutes, everyone.
Heyo.
Goodbye. Hi,
Oh
everyone.
no. Hello.
Oh. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. I hope that you guys are rested. We are definitely prepared. We are going into our first combat encounter of this season of this game, and for many of my players, their first time ever in the game system. So, a little disclaimer, I am going to be doing an awful lot of, I don't call it hand-holding, I call it educating, because it's how I like to do the game over on Valdrade's channel. If you're still in chat, love you. Where I like to educate because you people watching maybe haven't played this before, and maybe you're sitting there thinking, I love Dragon Age, I would love to use this game system. Let me teach you how it's done. So we rolled our initiative while we were off screen. So let me just do a drum roll to find out. Phelan, you are up first. So seeing these things, they can see you. They are definitely turning and looking like they're going to make chase.
Sure
So
are.
just being like, you're over there, you do you, we'll go this way, don't worry, we're not going to pass. It doesn't look like that's necessarily an option. I'm not saying it's impossible. What would you do?
Honestly, Phelan
Cry?
is. It's crying a free action.
It's a free action to cry.
Okay.
Yes.
Phelan is scared.
Yes.
Very scared. Doesn't like what's happening. We just learned about bad taint blood.
Yes, you
don't
sure
know what
did.
it does. Makes you sick or worse. I don't know what the or worse is.
Yeah.
So I feel like for this first round, he is looking around to the other four to see what they're going to do because Phelan wants to run, but that is not a possibility.
Nope.
So they are steadying themselves. So, like, narratively speaking, they are standing still and trying to not, like, make noises. Technically, I'll say they'll take the defend action.
Sure. And in a technical sense, you can absolutely take the defend.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to remind the audience what it is that happens when you
so when you defend, so obviously you're concentrating on defending yourself. So until the beginning of my next turn, I get a +2 bonus to my defense.
Excellent. Well done on the educating.
Woo! Yeah.
You're welcome.
That is AC or armor class for those that are more into D&D and stuff like that.
Wonderful. Okay, so you were like
That's basically
beautiful. Bev, what are you gonna do?
Oh boy, I am currently reading through the action economy.
It's okay, we can talk through. Just be like, I think I'd like to do this. What is the options? I'm happy to help talk through things if you need them.
I am not going to just run in and start attacking these things. That doesn't make any sense. So I think I'm going to do... Well, I just saw something, but I forgot. Anyway, I'm going to move forward.
Yes.
To like kind of stand in the front. I don't know how far I can move, but I'll go about right there. I think my speed is 12.
Yeah, so that's yards. So you're at about, we'll call it like 35 feet.
Okay.
For this kind of map. So, yeah.
And I'm just going to like ready. I'm trying not to use D&D terms. I want to ready an action to like attack something if it comes closer.
Yes. So there's a few things you can do with that. I mean, you're preparing your major action, I guess. If you don't use it, yeah. So it's basically the prepare minor action.
I'll do the prepare minor action, and then I can also choose a major action to go with that. Or
yes, yeah. So you can also go. You can put defend on and add a +2 bonus to your defense for the time being, at least until the end of your next turn.
Yes, I think that would make sense.
do you arm yourself with anything?
Yes, Beverly, we've joked about it, but it's seriously her weapon. She is going to pull out her laundry paddle, which it's small enough to like hold in one hand, but it is kind of like a sword.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you give Whiskey any instructions?
I'm going to tell Whiskey to stay back and guard the mules and the carts.
Yeah. He will position himself in front of them and do that, like, lower the haunches and growling and making himself look big and scary for them to defend the Jessicas. Very good. Iranan.
Yeah, I think Iranan had moved back, seeing how sort of Phelan was struggling with the walking. She's like, "Are you hydrating?" when she heard that sound.
Mm-hmm.
So I think looking at this, I'm also going to ready an action. Under her skirts, strapped to her thigh, she has like a knife.
Mm-hmm.
So after hearing the noise, she's basically sort of unstrapped this knife and put it into her hand. So that's a minor action, I believe. So
Yeah.
I can do a major as well.
Yeah.
Which I think standing next to Phelan would be the same. Would be to defend.
Yep. So for this round, your defense is up by 2. Okay. Wonderful. Kana?
Nah is gonna grab from near the front of her cart a very simple, like, silver shield. It's not made of silver, but
Yeah.
it's very plain. It's not painted. And rather than the sword, doesn't really want to make anything bleed, she'll grab her own forge hammer and just kind of run up, looking to protect everybody too. Kind of fucking, I don't know. We'll maybe shout, should we try to push past him? I don't know. And it's just standing there. I don't know if she can defend action with having to grab her stuff, but
You can still defend action, yeah.
Okay.
Cause you're preparing yourself, basically. Okay. It's alright. We can make them work, right? Oriana.
I think best move for Oriana, she's like I said, she's already got her stuff on her. She never takes it off. So she grabs the letter opener from her boot. She already has her throwing knife in her offhand. And she is going to not necessarily stealth, but be here. Because essentially with her moving last, if they come in and meet the other two, she can, shank. Spook and stab and shank. Those are her 2 things,
Okay.
but she will defend for this round.
So you're gonna run behind a tree and defend yourself.
Well, if they basically, because seeing where they are, see how they spread out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It is their turn now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're gonna run in on their squat little legs. The closer they get, the more horrifying it is. These are like so much more grotesque than any kind of spooky story you've ever read or told. They smell horrific. It's not like a dirty smell. It is like the smell of rot and ichor and just wrong. It smells wrong. Breathing it into your lungs alone feels like you've breathed in something like toxic almost. And they are all 3 gonna throw some throwing axes. In theory, they could just throw throwing axes at the 2 at the back if they were feeling spicy, but these things are fairly primitive. So they'll go for the 3 people that are currently trying to be the defensive line.
Did you throw that in there just to let us know, hey, I could end you if I wanted to?
I have ranged attacks. I'm just saying. Yeah. Don't worry about it. You can hide. It's fine. It's fine. We're learning how to be an adventurer. You're very suddenly no longer just villagers escaping. You're like, oh god, no. Make her why. So first roll is gonna be against you, Beverly. Do I want to use the aim action? I sure do, because an aim action is a minor action you guys can take when you're attacking. 11. Does that meet or beat your defense number?
No, it does not. Minus 12.
Hey, well done. So throws and it goes wide and kind of skids along the ground.
and you have the defend up, so
yeah,
that's true. I also have a +2, so
yeah.
It should be 14.
The blue one is gonna go for you, Kana. Yes, I think I will use the aim action. Thank you. Roll 20. 17.
No, that does, yeah, even with the shield and the armor, it's only 16.
It's gonna, like, as you kind of, like, bring yourself up, it just is gonna, like, glance off, like, your arm that's holding the weapon rather than the shield. So that is gonna do 10 damage.
Remember your armor.
Are you currently wearing any armor?
I am wearing leather armor.
Okay.
I have 4 armor rating.
4 armor. So that
takes
4
off.
yeah. So the 4 subtracts from the 10, because the way this system works is how things actually work, everybody. I'm sorry, not to like rag on other game systems, but like defense is how hard you are to hit. And if someone hits you with a weapon, your armor is going to soak some of that damage because that's what it's designed to do. So even if a hit lands on you, I can smack you with my sword. But if you're wearing heavy plate armor, you know, it's only going to do so much damage. So you, in fact, only take 6. Yeah, armor is great. We love it. And then the red one is going to be like running up and then like last minute look at you, Oriana, and be like, I saw you running behind that bush, and throw its throwing axe at Yao. Oh, I rolled the wrong thing. Yes, I think I will aim. Thank you, roll 20. Thank you. 17?
Yeah, that hits me.
Yeah, so yep. These things need to go away.
So I take 3.
3, yes, because you were wearing some armor
Leather.
as well.
Mhm.
Leather. Okay, we are going back up the top of the round. So clearly these things are not going away, and they're coming, and they're aggressive, and they're already throwing weapons. So you can tell they're wearing sort of like rudimentary pieced together, slightly spiky. It looks grimy, but like this black red grime that is on what they are wearing is staining parts of their skin. The fact that they have armor and weapons suggests a certain level of, we'll call it, technology. So there's clearly some operative thoughts going on in how they're attacking you. Okay, so if we are back up at the top, Phelan.
What's up? Hey y'all, it's me, your boy, Phelan. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Because I think that a lot of this is happening at the same time. I think this happens out of just reaction. So it'd be Aranon, who's right next to Phelan. The other 3 are facing forward. You see not Aranon, that's you. You see Phelan grab this long bundle that's been like wrapped up in like canvas cloth and rope from the back, and he takes it about in the middle and points it at one of the dark spawn. It would be the one that is green, because that's the first one that's attacking Beverly.
Yep.
And you would
Body
hear
system.
Yes. And you would hear this very quiet incantation as you would see the tip of where this bundle is. It grows this bright blue purple, and sigils form in the air as he casts arcane lance at that dark spawn.
Are your
Please?
Incantations in Elven?
Yes, they're in Elven. Thank you very much.
We love to see it. Okay, roll to attack with your arcane lance, bro.
Please don't fail me now.
We're all feeling
I will
sad.
use the aim action.
Yes.
Oh,
That's there for. Roll 20 will remind you guys, so you don't
15.
have to worry about remembering that one. 15, do be hitting though. Roll some damage. You're going for green, yes?
Yes. Ooh.
9.
So,
Nice.
Bev, you would see coming in from behind you is this crackling blue and purple energy that kind of curves around you and hits this dark spawn square in the chest. And as this is being cast, the canvas falls off this now staff.
Conveniently, like fabric off a shoulder.
Right, like fabric off a shoulder. And there is this staff that looks like gnarled wood with this raw crystal on top of it. And the wood itself has sigils carved into it. And Phelan is just looking like shit. And looks to Beverly because it's Beverly, I have a Templar brother.
For backs,
And-
you don't worry about it. It's fine. There's clearly
Yeah.
other things to be focusing on.
Yeah, and then his eyes just switch over to Aranon. And that's my turn.
You flew a little too close to the sun, my boy. Okay.
Call me a girl.
Great. We love to see it. Mage rights, everybody. Okay, next. Beverly.
There's a lot going through Bev's head
Yeah.
right now.
Throwing axe. This is awful. Oh, some of my friends
Yeah.
are hurt. Wow.
So-
as this crack of you.
She's standing there in this like defensive position, knowing she has never been in a fight like where her life is on the line before, realizing these are darkspawn. This is real. They are coming at me right now. Like they are threatening me, they're threatening my friends. Like we could die here. And so like she gets very nervous or like very sweaty, but is like trying to hold her ground, and then gets scared again by like magic coming around her. I think like fear is the first instinct that she feels in that moment, because one, she wasn't expecting it, two, she's kind of been raised to be afraid of magic in a way, and realizes it hit the enemy here, so like is going to kind of decide to like backseat that, because she's not looking away from this thing.
I pretend I do not see.
Yeah, right now she's like, we're gonna handle that later. We'll figure that out later. So I'm going to take the activate minor action as Beverly is reminding herself of her twin brother teaching her how to sword fight when they were younger. So I'm going to activate my single weapon style, which will give me a +1 to defense until the end of the encounter. And then, oh boy, I'm debating whether like I charge at this thing or not. Is Bev at the moment? I think she's scared, realizing this is real, and is like, oh, I need to do something.
Instinct.
Yeah, instinctual. I'm going to go up to this thingy.
Yeah. Your friends are in danger, you know?
I'm so scared. And I'm going to attack it. But she very much is like in her head thinking of like everything that Bryce taught her about attacking, like what she needs to pay attention to. I'm not using the aim action, unfortunately. I would love to, but I took the activate action.
It's okay. There's future rounds. 14 still hits, and you get 5 stun points. So, another teaching for everybody. When you stunt in this game, rather than just, it's a critical hit and you double damage, yay, there's multiple things you can do. You can choose what flavor you want to put on this. If you open up the combat stunts, you can have a little read along, but some highlights I find, particularly for warriors, you can...
I think I know what I want to do.
Okay, you can disarm enemies, you can knock them to the ground, you can immediately do a second hit, you can be like, you know what, there's 2 enemies right beside me, I'm gonna go wide and I'm gonna hit 2 people, or you can do Mighty Blow, which is 2 stun points, or Lethal Blow, which is 5, which is an extra 2d6 damage. So, depending on how you like to fight, what you feel is cool in the moment, depending on who you are fighting, it gives you options for the cool stank that you salt bay onto this move. So Like,
That sentence.
yeah. Listen, I'm feeling sassy tonight, okay? How would you like to flavor this awesome, and I mean everyone who is watching, Bev runs in there and like, yeah.
I'm definitely going to do knock prone because I feel like that's something her brother did a lot.
You're gonna go in wide and then you're gonna go straight down for the knees.
Yeah, so I'm gonna spend
Uh-huh.
2 for knock prone, which gives me
Yes.
3 still, right?
Yes.
And so I'm gonna make a second attack.
Okay.
Oh,
So
it's
roll
the same
your-
enemy too. Okay.
Yeah, so roll your damage for this first hit. 7. And then roll your second hit.
Not using the aim action. I got more
13
stuff.
hits. So you can't stun on the second hit,
figured.
unfortunately. However, you do land the second hit, so roll a second lot of damage for me, my friend. You just like take out the knees, they're on the ground, and then you just hiya! Like you can describe it how you want, but you have paddle, so I feel like you know.
Bonk it on the head.
I
yeah.
feel like we all know what you're gonna do. Yeah. Excellent. This green one. The other two haven't done anything. They're just looking over at their friend, getting absolutely taken to town. Okay. Absolutely incredible round. Well done, Beverly. Iralan.
I genuinely don't know how she's going to react to that just happening right next to her. It's not.
10.
Iranan is a lover, not a fighter, but she has been trained from an early age in fighting
Yes.
and hunting. It's not like she doesn't know how to wield a knife. And I think her eyes are on Oriana and Kanar because they're near. And
Yeah.
kind of like she's just trying to make sense of everything because she's just sort of in panic and shock and seeing like who to go and help, and then suddenly there's like she was like
Yeah.
wasn't watching what Phelan was doing, and then just this crackle of whatever right next to her.
It's a lot.
I feel like it almost makes her lose the round because she's just. But can you quickly explain how the movement works?
So in theory, this game system says that move is a minor action. I think that's silly, so I don't do that. Because game systems, everybody, are there for you to use for your game, and you can adapt and change how you see fit if it feels cool. So movement, you just have movement. Your character sheet is going to be telling you your movement in yards, because so you
Is that-
times that by
It's just
3.
multiply it by 3, yeah.
Multiply by 3, that's how many feet you are moving, and then it's something we're a bit more familiar with. And then so you can move and then use a minor action and a major action with what you're doing.
Okay.
Sorry, my mind is still just on the whip crack with arcane energy, and then just the knock to the ground.
That Darkspawn's having a
with the
bad day.
paddle. That it did not.
He's having his
factor
last
in.
day.
What would you like to do, Ron? I'm happy to talk through. If you're not sure, I can guide you through anything that you need.
Well, I don't. Iranan doesn't want to run into combat ahead of the warriors because that just doesn't make sense to her. So I don't know how I can.
Well, you have 2 warriors and 3 enemies, so you know you're.
I'm wondering if I can prepare. You pick one major action.
Rogues will often be. Are you a rogue?
Yeah.
Rogues will often be up.
You're
in-
also warrior, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more flavor text, is not.
I meant
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
who Iranan was.
But
So if I prepare, can I? The idea
it's
is
just if
that-
something got close, you could trigger it, but it's just holding an action. So if you're not moving or doing anything, if nothing has come close to you, you lose your turn.
But could I prepare if that Darkspawn runs in to attack Kanar that I could charge at it? Is that, or is that?
No, you wouldn't be able to charge necessarily because that's also wrapping in movement. I think if you're preparing, it's like just.
Oh, it just says pick a major action, so I didn't know.
I just feel like because that involves using in their game system, it involves using the movement as well. Like it's a you wrap 2 things in together for that one.
It's kind of like D&D. Like when you hold an action, you can only pick like a spell or an attack. You can't do. Well, I'll hold my whole turn.
Yeah, because movement would be wrapped into your turn.
Yeah, it's part of the full action economy of a turn.
So you can hold an attack. You can hold heal. All out attacks are also an option, but I think
You'd have to already be up on them.
yeah. To be quite clear, they are immediately provided Kana does not run after them, which I feel like Kana's about to move after one of them. But even if she doesn't, they are like it's these things are running into the fight. So although it feels like it's static right at this moment, they are in momentum towards you guys currently. They haven't stopped, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I'm being.
It's okay. You're figuring things out. We're
Weird
figuring
about
things
this.
out together.
I just feel like I don't know if Arana would just be charging in on the front lines with them all.
I mean, your
You can
friends are
throw
getting
something.
attacked.
But if that's what
Yeah.
people are rooting for, I'll go. In
It's
here.
like I said, you
It's
can
whatever
throw
you wanna
something.
do.
Yeah, you can absolutely just hold back and wait for things and see how things pan out, and then make your decision further down the line. That's totally okay. It's valid.
No, let's see how it goes. So I do what to attack?
So are you planning on using backstab in this?
Yes.
Okay, so because you were moving, you have to roll stealth, and it is rolling perception to try and see you. I don't think their smelling focus is going to come into effect. Okay, so you beat it, so when you roll, you're going to be doing an extra d6, and I believe a +1 to hit. I think.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
So.
So, now you're going to roll to hit with your weapon. And whatever you roll, you can assume that you've got one higher than that number.
So I'm clicking on the little thing next to the plus.
The dice that's next to your weapon
Yeah.
attack, yeah. The roll section. Am I on the phone or on Emily?
The king is doing anything.
Did you roll the little black dice next to the roll number, like the +5 or whatever, plus
Mhm.
whatever? Yeah.
That's cool. Nothing.
Oh. Roll 20 was like, I'm gonna edge you today. Okay. Alright. What I'll say is while we're waiting for this, Kana, what do you plan on doing? Just so we can kind of talk through
Well,
your round while the
yeah.
dice is thinking about it.
I think Kana was planning on staying back until her friend decided to charge into the fray and get surrounded.
Takes care of business too.
Yeah.
16 does hit, by the way, so you can roll your damage and and then roll an extra d6 to it. For Iran in there, she got a 16.
Okay.
10, and then another d6. This is
How
red.
do I just do a single dice?
Just
on here?
so, on the sort of left-hand panel,
on roll 20.
it's on roll
Yeah,
20.
yeah.
You can see the little dice. You click on that, hit the d6. Personally, when I'm playing rogues, I
Oh,
build
cool.
into my like attacks. I have a backstab one, so I just click the button and it does it without me worrying. But it's an extra 3. Beautiful stuff. 13. Okay, so as you were saying, Kana. Yeah. You saw some magic. You saw Beverly running in and absolutely cleaning the house.
Stressed momentarily, and then like, goddamn.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, oh god.
Okay.
And then
Oh god.
she's gonna run up, try to help out Erna.
Okay.
Aranan, fucking, it doesn't sound right in Kana's accent. Anyway, she's gonna run up and try to swing her hammer, try to hopefully push this thing away from her. And I'll aim. I don't know what that does, but I'm gonna do it.
It adds a roll to your attack. Well, adds like a 1 to your trying to hit.
It's a +1 to your attack.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked it.
Don't you love roll 20?
Mhm.
Listen, it's doing its
Well,
best.
Oh,
Hmm.
that was actually my bad.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
14.
14 does hit. 14 does hit. So roll your damage.
Okie dokie.
10. Nice. This guy is also really not happy. In fact, that you land the killing blow on the red one actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because green one is holding on by the absolute skin of his teeth, his sharp pointed teeth. Blue one's just over there vibing at the moment. But you land a killing blow. I would like you to know, like, maybe not fully into the gore, because we don't want to
Right.
respect lines and veils. But
No.
like, how does this? What do you do? What happens?
Well, I think Kana was not necessarily trying to kill the thing. It was just more like, oh god, Arenan, you're so no, and just runs it. And the intent is mostly to just push it away because
Yeah.
I've got that that ability that lets me push
Yeah.
2 yards away with a two-handed weapon. So literally just trying to push it away. So I think it just like there's just a more of a thunk than Kana was expecting, and it maybe rolls.
It like when you swing it, it swings and rolls up and catches it under the chin, and you just like I need to push it. Oh, as you hear a crunch. Say no more on that, but you hear a crunch.
And then I don't know how much movement Kana would have, but she'll just keep running forward, like oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yeah. You kids. Love that.
Can I get all the way up to the blue one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Why not? I'm not counting it. We're here for fun, y'all. Yeah, you can get there. Dwarves are built for sprinting. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful turn. Well done, my friend. Oriana.
Okay, so
You see
baddie in front of Aranon is
yeah. Arguably probably got like pushed back, like just got suckered. Yeah, wow.
Well, poo. Okay.
And then the blue one is looking fine, but is looking a little concerned now at the dwarf charging at it. And you can see the green one is on the ground, got a paddle to the face, and does not look healthy.
Okay, I think.
If you want to get to the blue one, I would say that you could if you want to.
Yeah, I was trying to decide which one might be.
Flank it, go around the bush and just
because honestly the full plan was to go and like go around the bush.
I like the flavor. Do it.
Yeah, and
I like the thought of you like blending in with it
as much as possible. Like I'm just a dirty little like rabbit. Don't worry about it. Yeah. That's the plan.
Into the neck. Right. Well, first of all, roll a stealth. I will roll a perception. Let's see if you get if you bamboozle it. Oh, I rolled very well.
Girl, what?
Yeah, this one you're it was already on high alert and like stepping back slightly from the dwarf that maybe is what allows it to like catch you running.
This is my question.
Yes.
That I forgot earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably won't work. I was gonna say because scouting, if I stealth reroll, if failed, like if I fail a stealth, I can reroll it, but probably not in this case. Yeah.
No, I'll allow that. Because you're stealthing. You just rolled a stealth roll. I will allow
I'm trying.
I'm here to support you, baby. You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great.
All right, screw it.
What? The dice were
I don't get extra.
Yeah. There's a moment where it's like, maybe if I just get no. Okay, so you still get to roll to hit.
Yes.
The attack still goes through.
Stab.
Yeah.
And this will be my dagger, not the throwing dagger. Okay, so quick question.
Yes.
With action economy, if I have stealth, that's not a minor action, or is it? And I can't use aim.
No, that's just it. Because it's backstab is like an extra function, so you can still aim. Yeah.
Aim. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's like a class move, if that makes sense. Beautiful.
Right.
Okay, so we stunted everybody because I don't know if you can read the numbers on the screen there. 17 for the roll. Excellent, definitely hits. And we have 4 stump points. So there's a few things you can do with 4.
I know what I'd like to do.
Yes.
I would like to seize the initiative and put myself at the top, so I get to go again right after this.
Okay, because they're
possible.
Yeah, because they would be due to go.
Yeah, sorry, I meant top of our initiative.
Right again. Sure, you can do that.
Yay! Okay. So I still stab. So let me do
Yes.
damage roll.
Yes.
5.
5. Excellent. Well done.
Yeah, I was like, they're doing most of the damage. I figured I'd let them do that,
Dang
but I'll
it.
just do more attacks.
Yeah.
Yay.
So they are going to get the opportunity to strike back. The green one, you know, a part of him is like, if I lay here, if I just lay here. Do I get up? I don't know. But my bro's on 1 hit point. However,
Come on, you can slash some
it's
ankles
gonna get
or
up.
something.
Yeah, you know what? Is Darkspawn is like, I'm gonna get out and try and like
The thought of the dark swan voice, like it's just great.
Yeah. Just singing, you're like, I didn't know they could sing. That's a beautiful voice.
Beverly's like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's gonna slowly get up and push itself up, and then take out its battle axe, and it's gonna try and slice at you. He may spin around just a little bit too much and knock himself back on the floor again, but 14 to hit.
That is gonna hit this time. I only have a +1.
Alright, I'm gonna apologize for what's about to happen.
It's fine.
12
I have armor. I have
Yes.
armor rating of 4.
Yes. So only
I
8.
can heal with magic, guys. Just
Well-
over the top, over the tabletop.
Yeah,
Like we wouldn't know that.
Nope. There may be, because like we've not addressed
No,
that yet.
but that's over
Yeah,
the
it's
fine.
tabletop.
Yeah. I get you.
Beverly's
And
fine.
also,
Beverly's fine.
yeah, a short rest. Also, I will talk us through after this is done. But you can also heal back things just by taking a breather. But yeah, it gets up and gets its retribution for you paddling the fuck out of it. So, the blue one, I think initially it was like, oh god, as Kanal was like running up at it, but it just got shanked, and it's gonna be like, what the, and it's gonna lash out at you, Oriana. 'Cause you're the one that just hit it. Hit it. Yes, I will aim, thank you. 12.
I'm at 13.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Now you immediately get to go, because you interposed yourself into this. You're just like, stab, and then you dodge an attack, and then you're just like, oh, use that momentum to go in again. Yeah. Hiya!
So, I can't.
Sorry, I have to do my Zelda.
No, you're good.
Right. Okay.
Honestly, that's probably what you hear if we're being real. So green, horrific, singing voice man.
Yes.
He's on 1, or he's looking worse than the
he
blue
looks
one.
like Beverly could like blow him a kiss and he'll fall over.
I think she'll
Blue's
look at
looking
Kana.
pretty healthy though.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think she'll look at Kana though and just be like, "I'll be right back."
Hold please.
Yeah, hold please. And
So that you can
attempt
get
to
your movement
backstab.
on. I understand.
Yes.
Okay, so roll your stealth. We'll see if this guy was paying attention to you. It's likely not. but
Be
you never
worse
know.
than the blue one.
Oh,
Yay!
oh, he worse. He is 1 point away from as worse as it could get because he
Yeah.
nearly rolled 3 ones. Ucha,
Oh my
ucha.
gosh. And especially seeing that he just hit the crap out of Beverly.
Yeah,
and
just
we
took
don't
a
like
big
that.
chunk with a nasty weapon, Darkspawn weapon.
Yeah. So Oriana will run behind and then just like right in the back between the armor.
Yeah.
I'd
I'd like to think that you're so stealthy that like Bev doesn't necessarily see that you're doing it, and you're just gonna like come up behind the guy. And if this
Yep.
does take him out, I would like to think that he falls, and you're just like.
I helped. Oh man.
So roll your attack, please. You get to add 1 to
And-
whatever you roll.
Let's see. This is an attack with +2 bonus to the attack roll. Okay. Oh, hold on. Losing things. There it is.
Losing my mind.
Okay. All right. I will use aim +2. Total of 18.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what you roll for damage; it's
Yeah.
gonna kill him. However, roll it anyway, just for the
Just for funsies.
How
Yeah.
dead is he?
Plus 1d6. Again, extra d6, right? Okay, so 1d6. Yeah.
Yeah.
8 damage total.
Okay, so he took 7 extra spicy damage there. Yeah, you can describe it. I know I kind of described it for the silliness, but what does Beverly see as this happens?
So after saying to Kana, like, I'll be right back, just like not even in a Naruto run necessarily, but the sneaky little running around,
Scuttling, if you will.
Yes, I think because
Oriana skedaddled over there.
and the Genlongs aren't that tall, so if she pops up behind it, she had to be low to the ground, right? I think what you would see is like one hand, the offhand, real quick. I won't go too detailed, but it hits a very soft point up here. So you just see a hand at first, like, and then like another one in the back, and then just let it fall, and just hi.
Alright, me, it's a stinky little friend, my stinky little pizzas. Okay, okay. Spectacular. Phelan. Friend,
Hi.
buddy, little boy, what's going on?
Well, my buddy got hurt.
Yes.
And normally he would not perform magic on other people without their consent.
Yeah.
He's scared and he wants to make sure that their friend survives, and they just saw them get hit with a big great axe.
Also, won't go into gory detail, but like, wound will have been open, and you were just told you don't want that blood getting in you. So you're like, let's not have wounds then.
Let's not have wounds then. So for the first time ever, I'm gonna cast a spell. Don't know how this happens.
Okay, so you have to click on the spell to roll the spell, because you have to try and get the spell off first, because it might not work.
I know.
I had the horrific. So someone was describing to me a game where their mage failed their roll, got a 1 on the dragon dice, and then also rolled a 6. They went fully into harrowing. What?
Do I have to touch the person?
I don't believe it is a touch spell now.
Because
Sorry, whiskey spark.
It says your touch heals.
Then yes, you are going to have to get a little closer.
Okay, that's fine because Bev is exactly my distance. I elves get a little bit faster even in here, so
Yeah.
yeah. Bev is exactly 40 feet.
Yeah.
That's literally what I've been imagining.
Yeah.
It's just like
it's literally the
You-
same
Bev gets
spot
hit.
that he like rubbed her back during the hug.
I just like that even though you weren't even running very far or very fast, but you still get a little
40
winded.
feet. I'm a little guy. I got short legs. Okay, I'm 5 foot, maybe 2.
We established before the fight started, you guys are fucking exhausted right now as well.
Yeah.
It's like you're holding onto her to like hold up. You're like you would hold onto a wall,
Yeah.
but you're just like leaning on Bev's back.
God, please don't let me fail.
You succeed.
Oh,
You
God,
got
thank God. I didn't know.
12,
I
you
was
were
looking at a
aiming
lot of
for
numbers.
10. You also got 2 stunt points, which there is an awful lot for spell stunts, by the way.
I don't know
think-
what I can do with 2 here.
Well, I'm gonna recommend a couple things for oop, wrong thing.
I can reduce
where
my
are you,
mana
spell stunts?
cost.
If you do so for 2, which you have, the game system has Mighty Spell and Lethal Spell the way you have Mighty Blow and Lethal Blow, where you add a d6 or 2d6, and normally it's for damage, but I always argue that if you're casting healing, you can use Mighty Spell to charge your healing up by 1, so if you want, you would do an extra d6 of healing.
I would like to do that.
Which is an option. Okay. So
So
I
do
would say
2d6.
roll your. Well, how much mana are you spending on this? 'Cause you can roll
Well,
up to
yeah, that's what
3.
I was gonna say. I will spend. How hurt does Bev look?
That was a big chunk.
she's
You're
okay,
level 1.
honestly.
Yeah.
Bev has. Can I say like above the table
Yeah,
like what numbers
course,
are?
yeah.
She has a max 38 health. She's at 30.
It's okay.
Okay.
I will spend 1 mana point.
You could roll. You could roll 1s on your 6s. That was this.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll spend 2 mana points.
Make it extra.
And then
okay.
the extra d6.
D6.
for
So it's
my...
it's 3d6
yeah.
total, yeah.
So sometimes, as we've seen, I don't roll the best in this game. 11.
It's pretty good. Very
So-
valuable. Yeah.
As you hear this touch, you feel a hand touch your back. And it's not necessarily like warmth. It is like turning over and sleeping on the cool side of the pillow.
Oh.
Kind of like
Deep
coolness.
freeze.
Yeah.
Deep freeze for
Um,
muscle ache.
It is a very comforting cold when you are sweating and it's a nice breeze.
Like
that
a
you feel-
soothing, cool.
It's
Yeah.
a soothing cool, like, and you feel that hand go on your back and you feel that soothing coolness just expand from where their hand is touching your back. And you heal up to your max again.
No more wounds.
No more wounds.
No capes. Okay.
No capes. No wounds.
Spectacular. Bev, it is your turn next. Multiple things just happened because the thing that happened just with Oriana just happened there, and then you suddenly feel a hand at your back, and then that sensation, and it's like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I think Bev's just gonna waste her turn because she's so fucking
It's
Overstimulated.
that fucking Pulp Fiction meme. The
Well, no, it's not necessarily that of like what the fuck just happened here. She's processing, and I think it's mostly the fact that magic was just
Yes.
cast on her.
On you, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's not like a bad thing, but it's like,
You get trained.
you know,
that
when
it's
you're
evil,
raised
you
with
know.
a certain
Yeah.
viewpoint, and you have to really process it to not have that immediate reaction.
Mhm.
She's
I love
processing.
that. I love that.
There's a lot going on. That makes
So I guess
total sense.
mechanically, I don't know if any of this fits mechanically.
Well, you can.
She's
'cause
not
you can do
defending
defend.
herself.
Well, but you might be slightly on the defensive. You know what I mean? Like you're bracing slightly, and I would say that bracing would, in theory, no.
I don't know if
but-
she is though. That's
Oh.
I think she's just like,
She's math, Lady Beam.
yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Not used
Beautiful.
to stuff happening so quickly on a battlefield just yet.
No.
Maybe it will get better as time goes on, but
Even for regular battlefields, this has been a lot, you guys. Iranin.
Ooh.
Hello.
So, Aranon, by the way, I didn't really describe it properly. He's kind of freaked out by the whole blood thing and
Mm-hmm.
was unsure whether it was just like, don't get the blood on you or don't get into
Mhm.
wounds or whatever. So, actually had like her skirts, like she was holding the knife with her skirts around her hand, kind of thing.
Mhm.
So she's got blood on her skirts and on this knife. You don't get a backstab with a ranged attack, or do you?
No, not.
No, you don't, no.
Because you're gonna be moving up. If you were to come outside up next to it, to fight close, you would get a backstab. Otherwise, you can just do your ranged attack and use aim.
Yeah, I think freaking out a little bit by having stabbed this thing.
Mhm.
She's going to just wipe the blade. She'll kind of like move around slightly and fling her knife at the last remaining one.
Roll to attack.
Okey-dokey.
It'll prompt you for aim in case you can't see it. Excellent. It does hit, and you get 4 stun points. We'll love to see it.
Yeah.
So,
no, not spell stunts.
I would say, just to talk you guys through, because again, I'm happy to talk through things. You could Mighty Blow to do an extra d6 damage. Useful. You could disarm it so it drops the axe it was holding. That's an
I
option.
feel that is the thing. So the reason she
Because you can
threw-
wrap things, because you've got 4 in total, you can do 2 2s. Whatever the maths does, you have points to spend.
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's go for the extra damage as well then.
Yeah.
So I feel like she's quite good at throwing knives because
Mhm.
it's part of like her hunting. So seeing that Kanara is in danger, she wants to go straight for the hand. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to roll my damage
Damage 8, and then roll another d6 for me.
for the extra thingy.
Yeah. Mighty
Nice.
blow.
And I would like to disarm.
Very good. So, this is great. You're teeing things up. So you throw in a knife. You get it right where you need to as well. It's gonna be like right at its arm that's holding the axe. It's gonna like reach for it. Drops its axe. Looking incredibly hurt. This thing is not gonna last very long, and it tees up perfectly for Kana, who is up next. Not only, do you have a combatant in front of you who is looking very hurt, but equally, they are now disarmed also.
I'ma hit it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna aim.
Hell yeah. Ooh, 19. You for sure hit. So roll me some damage. It's going to be difficult not to kill it. Not impossible, but difficult. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. So you are about to take this thing out. It is the last enemy on the field. Please describe to me how you end this fight.
I think it's she's just trying to go fast and like doesn't realize that everything's fine behind her, so she's just like down onto it and just immediately spinning around like oh. All right.
Oh,
We can't hear you, Emma.
Hello?
Yeah, all of you are
Lift
likely
the blast-
breathing
the blast mask.
heavily, for different reasons, I imagine. This was a lot, and the three of them now lay dead at your feet. They're crude and wicked looking weapons. It's not just blades at the end of this, it's like serrated in the most jagged and ununiform way, and it just looks like already, is it blood, is it ichor, is it dirt, you're not sure. It's just like caked in it. It just looks nasty. Everything about these creatures just feels wrong. It's turning your stomach. And the five of you are able to just look around the battlefield at each other.
Soon as this is over,
Yeah.
Phelan is clutching his little staff and backing away, scared.
Not
think-
fully understanding
ahead.
how the magic works, I would I don't know that you've been like healed in that way, so I'm panic over Bev basically. So I just run. The first thing I do is just run to you to check on you. Sorry, Jill.
Kidon was also hit, by the way.
That's fine.
Oh, you
That's
did
gonna be the
get hit. Oh,
favorite.
you did get
I'm
hit. Yeah,
totally
yeah,
fine
yeah.
with it.
I think, did Ariana take a hit as well? I think a couple
Yep.
of you. Yeah.
Not too bad though.
No,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I think.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if while people are like fawning over Bev, I think Kana would turn away from someone so that the squeamish like don't have to see this, and she checks inside her own wound to see if anything got in there.
I would like you to roll me a perception check. If you have a focus that you feel would apply, you can roll it.
No.
Okay.
Ow!
No idea. There's a lot of blood there.
Yeah.
All
right.
I think Oriana is wiping off her letter opener and her knife and putting him back in and just going up to Phelan and just, hey, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
And-
it's okay. You saved us.
He
it's
looks
fine.
like he's about to cry.
I know. It's like, because she's the one just like grab him.
Yeah.
If he looks like he's gonna dart, just like, it's okay.
Bev is just standing there with like her arms at her side, still like holding the paddle, just heavy breathing, like from the exertion of combat, being overwhelmed mentally, and is just kind of like staring at this dead Genlock in front of her. for like a good 30 seconds just of silence. And then we killed it. We actually we killed all of them. She whips around and looks at Phelan. You cast magic.
Yeah.
Just holds their staff tighter and just backs away even more.
Is the
No,
lip
I-
quivering? Do we have a wobbly chin?
There's a lot.
Can I approach Phelan with like my hands, like
Yeah, like I'm
okay,
trying
to-
not to
Everybody's
wait,
just like-
Phelan.
It's like, oh god, everyone's approaching me.
I was gonna
No,
say
no.
that like Bev is going to recognize that like that came off very like aggressive and is going to just kind of like also hold out a hand. Everyone's doing the Jurassic Park
Yeah.
or Jurassic World.
Hitting Phelan
Whoa.
like a spooked animal. Like, okay.
Yeah.
It's alright,
I
boy.
think Oriana's just like, let's just go to the cart. It's fine. We can just rest in the cart.
You healed
Well-
me.
I did. Yeah.
Pretty neat trick, farm kid.
Thank you.
I can. If you guys are hurt, I can help.
And it just like slowly turns the chunk out of her shoulder towards Phelan.
I think Phelan goes from scared to worry and immediately just rushes to Kana.
Mm-hmm. I'm not so worried about exact numbers for like in terms of how much you heal, but I would still like you to roll to cast the spell.
Yeah.
The implications and the dangers of casting still has to feel prominent.
Yeah, no, I am aware.
It feels real prominent right now. Oh, look at you go.
Hey, 20 with 6 stuck points, baby.
Okay, so I
I'm
would
real
like
good
to-
at one thing.
Right.
I
So
have 3
you-
arms now.
You have 6 stunts, so there's multiple things you can do here. You can either really heal it, or you can use those stun points to like just immediately cast the other spell. So you just like basically
Yeah.
reach out and do 2 people at once.
Yeah.
Reduce the mana that it's costing. There's a
Yeah.
few things that you can do, but 6 is
I think what they would do is kind of notice because Oriana got hurt as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
And just kind of reaches out and puts a hand on each of their arms, and you all feel the same thing Beth felt. And looking up close, you see that magic kind of sparking in Phelan's eyes. And as they touch your arm, you feel that coolness, that sensation spread, and the wound just start to close up and heal.
I will say I also like, especially with this particular type of magic, that there's this in terms of sensory things,
Mhm.
especially with yours. Normally I like healing to smell like elf root and aloe, but I think yours is like peppermint and aloe.
Yeah,
how it
it
smells.
kind
It's got
of
that icy fresh smell.
It's got that icy freshness kind of smell to it. And you can see like on his fingertips just the faintest bit of almost frost as they heal both of you. And I'll do 2 mana points for each. So I'll roll 2 and then 2. So 8 for Kana and 12 for Oriana.
So that's what I was trying to say. I was like, I wasn't down that far. It's fine, thank you.
You can switch numbers if you want. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, that's fine.
I mean,
yeah.
ultimately, I'm going to talk you through the short restings for other healing, but like I don't want to interrupt the roleplay at the moment, so don't worry about numbers. Like I said, the amount you're healing them's not the important part. It was the rolling to cast the spell that's important.
So, but yeah, as the fear kind of takes a back seat as he realizes that his now friends are hurt, and so he rushes to heal them, and you all feel that peppermintness, that iciness, that icy hotness. And you see your wounds just seal up.
Thank you.
Wow,
Um,
that's incredible.
Thank you. You just hear the faintest. Thank you.
I
No.
guess it's worth us not having cool matching scars.
It for all of you, each of your cultures, the way that you've just been brought up, magic is something misunderstood at best, feared at worst, demonized at its lowest. So you may be currently okay with what's going on. It would make you exception to the rule in terms of being okay with it. I'm not going to stop you guys from being okay with it, but the vast majority of people would worry because mages bring with them complications such as demon possession, abominations, the fact that there's a target on Phelan's back anytime because Templars can sense when there's a mage there. It adds an extra layer of heat to what's going on right now. So it's worth considering that bit of information, especially for those of you who are a little newer to the setting. If you're cool with magic, it does make you an exception, which is totally fine, because as me, mage apologist, mage rights, listen, I will die on that hill all day long. But it also puts into perspective the fact that this little farm boy, your little elf friend here, clearly has quite a heavy burden that has been getting carried around. Because, by all accounts, he should be in a circle. The fact that he's not as dangerous in terms of, like, Templars would and should and may be hunting him down if they knew.
Can I describe what Aranan's doing? Because it kind of keys into that a little bit slightly.
Yep.
I think that she is shocked at having witnessed that for the first time. She really likes Phelan and is trying to process this new bit of information, and because of her desire to not, like, upset people, doesn't want to confront him yet until she's calmed herself down. So she actually she takes off her skirt. She's got like lots of like petticoats and things, which she takes off her skirt, which is covered in blood, and just starts dragging the Darkspawn. Like, they remain as
yeah, so they're laying there. They're short and stocky, but they're hefty. So unless you have a lot of strength, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for you to drag them. But I'm not going to say that you can. It's just going to be difficult.
I was actually going to probably approach Aranan and be like, I don't really know what to do. Should we do anything? Like, to dispose? Like, do we burn them? Like, what makes the most sense here?
Yeah.
She wouldn't know. Yeah.
Aranan is so the main thing here is it's kind of like almost like a distraction. It's like busy work.
Yes, 100%.
But she does want to get them off the road. Kind of just nods a bit vaguely at Oriana, like, yeah, burn them, but doesn't really answer that. Doesn't necessarily say yes, definitely burn them, but it's probably grabbing it. It's probably like trying to not doing a very good job, and maybe Oriana, you kind of like.
I would hope. Yeah.
So that's going on all the time. Aranan is like trying to work out like how she's going to approach Phelan next, but this is all just sort of.
Yeah.
She does also have some like death rites going through her head, because she doesn't really know what these are. It's like, do they need to be, I don't want their spirits chasing me like through the night, and so yeah,
there's a lot that you don't know about Darkspawn, most of you, so yeah.
I think I'm more just worried, is it gonna blight the land? I mean, that's kind of what was happening maybe with the plants. I don't know. That's why I'm like, I don't know if we just leave them. Like, do we just not touch them?
No. Burning them makes sense, but can we really afford the time?
I don't know. Especially now. And she's going to kind of just give a very brief look to Phelan. Not accusatorily, but just... Yeah.
Both just glance up.
Until this point, Bev has kind of just been, like, leaning up against the cart, staring down at her blood-covered paddle, and thinking really hard. But at hearing the conversation between the others, is going to look up and say, if there's 3 here, then there's probably more. I think we do need to get going as fast as possible.
You're gonna feel at your hand, the one that's not holding the weapon, the very familiar nudge of a head of Whiskey. He still very much hackles up. He's waiting to get assurance from you because your body language still feels tense.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't know if he can calm down yet. So he's just gonna look for...
Yeah, Bev will kind of like startle a little bit and then put like a hand on his head and give him like a soothing pet. I don't think her body language is going to change too much though.
No, so like he doesn't have to guard the donkeys anymore, but he is very much by your side, not in a I'm her pet dog, in a I'm protecting mama. Because you're not feeling easy.
Kanal will kind of pipe up and say, you know, if I can get a blaze going pretty quick. Only problem is getting kindling. I don't really have any wood ready. I got some sacks, but I don't know what will spark up quick.
Can we use their clothes?
Yeah, maybe.
Armor that they're wearing more than clothes.
Ranon
I'm
throws
assuming
her
they have
outer
clothes,
skirt.
maybe a little bit underneath.
Oh, like the Beverly... Oh, I understand.
Sorry, go ahead.
I literally throw my outer skirt down. It's like, you can burn that.
Yeah.
Sure.
And just do the best we can and move on.
I think Kanan's gonna go grab her bellows so that she can get it actually burning as quick as possible, so they don't have to linger.
Yeah.
As they're doing that, Phelan is grabbing his pack out of the cart, and kind of just putting it on, and just kind of watching before he kind of just starts to walk away.
Bev is going to absolutely
Whoa.
grab Phelan's wrist as he starts to leave. Where do you think you're going?
It'll be easier to travel without me.
You started this journey with us. You're not going to leave. I don't know if you think that we're just going to turn you away because of what you are. And I'll be honest, it's terrifying. But you're still Phelan. You're still the farmhand that I knew in Lothering. And I think we could really use you to get through this right now.
Your brother's a Templar.
He is. But I'm not.
Magic is dangerous, and it might outweigh the benefit or the use that I have.
We can talk about it more when we get to Southreach. I'm not gonna let you wander off on your own when there's Darkspawn about. We need everyone to get moving.
Okay.
And Beverly will let go of his wrist and go back to preparing the carts and the Jessicas to get moving again.
Caitlin just stands. Pack's still on, but just stands there.
How is feeling right now?
Worried. Scared.
Would you say fear is the strongest emotion right now?
Yeah.
do you feel? How does he feel about the group's reactions to him?
He's glad it wasn't more adverse.
Mm-hmm.
He also has noticed that Aranon hasn't said anything. He knows Beverly's connection to the Templars. He is aware of the stigma around magic. And it's not like it's not dangerous. He knows that, he just admitted it, but he's also traveling with humans who just found out he's a mage. And that in his book and in his experience usually doesn't turn out great.
Statistically, it's not.
Statistically, it's not great. So while he is relieved that it wasn't as adverse, he's also worried that once his use to the group has reached his limit, there is an easy way to turn him over.
An understandable fear to have. Yeah. Okay.
And right now he is trying to go through some breathing techniques his mother had taught him when he was younger.
Yeah.
To try and calm himself down and try to not get overwhelmed by emotion. Which is the key.
Yeah, I believe certainly for the Dalish, who are elves who live free nomadic lifestyles, not in the cities like city elves, they're more accepting of their mages because it is a mage who leads them. The keeper is a mage. And the rest of the lore behind that we'll find out as we explore your story, Phelan. However, it stands to reason with a group who are so connected to the elements and to people who need to keep themselves not only controlled with their magics because of negative effects, but to be leaders of other people. That breathing techniques involves tapping into the natural rhythms of the world around you. There's maybe even chants, like a poem, something in the native tongue that connects you not just to the elements but to your gods, for they are the earth and the air and the plants and the animals. So there's some comfort to be had from that.
Yeah, it's a little mantra in Elven that his mother taught him, and I think at the same time his eyes are closed, but his hand that's gripping the staff is kind of rubbing against where there is a very there is already an indent of hands, not that much bigger than him, from where his mom used to grab the staff out, because it used to be his mother's staff. So it's almost like holding her hand.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah. Sorry, it was really hard to hold that moment because everyone is going through the 5 stages of grief there. Okay. For the rest of you, that fight was a lot. It was darkspawn. Some of you got hurt in a way that you've not had to be hurt before. Some of you have never been in a fight before. There was magic. Phelan is clearly at odds with what to do. You may be at odds with that. There is a long road ahead, and if they are able to pop up here in what felt like a somewhat safe road, where else can they get you? I would like to, for the rest of you, just take it in turn to tell me what's going through your character's head right now. We will start with Kana.
That's who I play.
Yeah.
I think Kana has a lot going through her head, shockingly. I think she's been kind of trying not to make Phelan feel any more uncomfortable than I'm sure he already is, but has a look on her face and is like amongst looking, like getting things ready and trying to calm Jessica's, just keeps looking at Phelan with a look of like someone who has just figured out a puzzle they've been trying to solve. Like someone who's like is looking at Phelan like, oh,
That's what's wrong with him.
that's not that's
Oh,
what's wrong with
okay.
you. Although I mean, I had the thought of like, anyways, that's why you're like that.
That tracks.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
that tracks. This makes sense. This makes sense for you.
I get it
and
now.
it's just
Yeah.
kind of like, kind of trying to. She has the instinct of trying to reach out and be comforting, but one, Bev kind of has that handled, which is nice to see, and I think kind of just like thinking about. That's a complicated subject, so I think she's just like trying to figure out like how she wants to handle talking
Yeah.
to Phelan about it at some point.
Yeah, he's older than your kid certainly, but frequently your experience with Phelan was him playing with your daughter, you know, and keeping her entertained. So I would imagine that in seeing what is so evidently hurt, like you can't avoid the hurt look. It looks like a kicked puppy right now.
Yeah.
That mother instinct is real fucking strong. Real
Yeah.
strong.
Her
Makes-
heart's bleeding a little bit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
all.
yeah. Down to Beverly, please.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Trying to recover from the fact that attacked by Darkspawn on the road hurt very real for the first time. Like Beverly's
Mhm.
definitely been in like brawls with people before, especially when she's drinking and not putting up with the shit from other drunk people.
Mhm.
But also thinking about Phelan's magic and the fear that does instinctually bring to the forefront of her mind. Like she knows it's, as somebody who's like raised in Jostianism and went to the chantry is like a huge part of Lothering. Like it's a big central meeting place. It's like such a part of the culture that she grew up in, that she should let a Templar know. Like that is what you are trained to do, which makes her think of her brother, who is a Templar, and there's specific reasons why her connection to him doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to turn Phelan in, and
Mhm.
that she might be a little bit more accepting, but I'm not going to get into that.
No. Spoilers.
So she's thinking about her brother and his situation and finding the parallels with herself and Phelan. Yeah, so I think she's processing slowly, but the biggest thing in the forefront of her mind is like, this is obviously like a big drop on all of us. However, we don't have the luxury to sit here and like hash it out. We gotta get somewhere safe for the night, especially if there's Darkspawn around. We don't want to find more. So she's kind of processing and is like, we need to go.
Yeah. Yep. Oriana.
I think her main thought is, I can go faster on my own. But because she's used to running, that's what she's been doing and survival is number one for her right now.
Yeah.
And she's so tempted to run, especially now that we have a bigger target. Like, we were a target just because we weren't warriors. Like, bandits, darkspawn, oh gosh, Maker help us, everything's bad, you know. And now with that, and then to be honest with the mage stuff, I think she's probably used to families maybe hiding their mage children or their mage relatives. So she's like, that's, you know, it's she's not gonna be like, hey, Templars, let me tell you what I found. But she's
You're like,
just like,
it's not ideal.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
And that compared with her survival is she really wants to run, but honestly, I think there's a flip side to it where she's tired of being alone too.
Yeah.
And you know, she wouldn't have been able to take all three of this darkspawn. She could have tried to run, might have worked. Yeah. So there's a balance of fear with the how in the hell are we going to get through this now? Yeah.
Plus, through small gestures, kind words, gentle touches, there's comfort here you've been shown from people that is perhaps not common for you.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Last but not least, Varanen.
Like Beverly, Aranan is thinking about family. Just the battle itself. She's been trying to hunt and she's killed animals, but she's never killed. She hasn't killed today either, but
yeah,
it just that sort of sent her tumbling back into being young and being trained by her older brother, by her father, which obviously brings them all to mind. And have they survived? Having encountered those darkspawn, she just thinks not. Just like, yeah, they defeated these 3 here, but if this is a blight and they swarmed out from the land that I come from, there's no way. And that brings a lot of feelings, missed opportunities, things that she really wanted to say that she thinks she won't be able to now. And looking at these around her, she kind of feels like this is her family for now. These are the people that she wants to transpose those emotions to. And I think she looks back at Phelan sort of at the back of the group, eyes closed, almost like lips moving as you're sort of doing that mantra, maybe wordlessly. And I think Aranan just sort of drops back and falls into step with Phelan, not really quietly, not to spook him, but just keeps pace for a bit, and then her hand will just sort of like swing out slightly and her fingers just graze your fingers of the hand that's not touching the staff, and almost like gauging to see if Phelan pulls away.
There's a slight twitch, but it's that didn't expect this type of movement, and then a look sideways, not full turn, but just sideways look to Aranan. I can say words and names.
And Aranan just moves her hand in fully, interlaces the fingers, and squeezes Phelan's hand into and just holds his hand as we hurry along towards our next camp.
And I think you are on, and there's a lot of things that have needed compartmentalized over the past couple of days, but you can feel it thick in the back of your throat as the clawing fingers of that grief starting to settle in. And Phelan, you are sitting in your own emotions and your thoughts, but when the hands connect, you feel that thick lump in the back of your throat too. That rather somber note, but you know, we're here for feels and emotion and action. We are gonna wrap today's session, everybody. Thank you for bearing with us there in chat. This was a great session. We had some action today, very exciting, and lots of feels at the end. You're welcome. It wouldn't be Dragon Age if I wasn't punching some people in the gut with some feelings. We're going to be decompressing afterwards. I would recommend you do too. If you have an animal to snuggle, do it. If you want to go and watch a nice little cozy video on the internet, do it. But thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you all as we start to get this project underway, as well as our podcast, which is also underway. We here at the Transmissions are just really glad for those of you who are along for the ride. We are going to do our outros where we tell you who we are, who we've been playing, where you can find us. I will start that little journey with hi, I'm Amber Hamalu on the internet. You can find me Hamalu everywhere on the socials. Here on Tuesdays you will see my face running this game for these wonderful people. You will hear my voice being a sweet little bean of a gutter witch in our Black Teeth podcast, which is folk horror game set in 70s rural Wales. It's delightful. New episode went up today, so check it out wherever you get your podcasts. You can also see me on Sundays over at Girls on These Roads, where I'm also running a Dragon Age game, but it's called All Templars Are Bastards. They're higher level, and they are kicking ass and taking names and pulling pranks on some Templars. It's gonna get real spicy soon. There was some blood magic in the session before that one. It's a whole big thing. And then on Mondays you can see myself along with two other of these fine faces here, and also delightful Kate the Hi Kate, we love you. For Ariga Stars, which is our anime Magic Girls game where it is all gay, all emotions, and super cool fighting, and it got real in the session yesterday, so if you didn't watch it, we'd recommend checking it out. It is just great. So we love you all. I will pass it over to my players who I also love very dearly. Who are you? Who have you been playing? Where can we find you? Do it in order.
Okay, so Satan goes first.
Yeah.
No, I'm taking it back.
Satan was like, I'm a top today. I'm going first.
And then proceeded to play Phelan.
Yeah.
Yes. Satan's a top. Phelan is not. Let's be clear.
Phelan is not. Me, on the other hand.
She seized initiative. Yeah, that's what happened.
I was gonna make that joke. Torin, get out.
Yeah. All right. Go, my friends.
I'm Emily. You can find me on the internet at EmilyBard20 most places. I have a link tree where you can find my TikTok without having to spell alch.emil.y. Why I made it that, I don't know. Yeah, I do this. I do the podcast that Hamelin was just talking about, where Bethan is joined by my werewolf ass and also the rest of her. Tiv, she's a delight. She's an anxious, a tiny anxious being in a gigantic body, and she's my favorite, and I love her and I miss her, and the last episode was a banger. Watch it, listen, go.
It's you now.
Oh, it's me now.
Yeah.
Shit. Hi guys. My name's Satan, or Alyssa Vamp Art on the interwebs. I just played very sad boy Phelan. I almost cried. It was great.
Yeah.
I could feel my eyes watering. You can find me at Elsa Vamp Art in most social medias. I'm not super active there. I have a full adult life, unfortunately, and I work a full-time job, and I can't use my phone on the job. I still do sometimes, but if anyone's watching this, no, I don't. That was a joke for legal purposes. I do art. I've made all the art here. I've had a super fun time drawing these guys. I've had a super fun time playing a little sad boy mage. You can find me here for this game. Currently that's it. And maybe in future games in this channel, because I love these people so much. That's me.
Hi, I'm Jill, also known as Ghosty JK. I have been playing Beverly, the wonderful warrior who is struggling not to have a thought. She has many thoughts. And you can. She also is a thought. So, thank you for that. No. You got the vibes. You can also hear me on the Transmissions podcast Black Teeth as Rachel Marcus, the woman in black. Not too different, very different from Beverly, but not too different in like the religious aspect. So if that's something you're interested in, like the sort of like dark side of like the religious stuff when it comes to folk horror, you can definitely get a little bit of that from her. I'm here on Tuesdays and also in the Uriah Stars game on Mondays over on Girls Run These Worlds.
Sorry, I was writing notes. Hi, I'm Torin, or Torin Talks Creativity. I have been playing Oriana, the human rogue of stinky proportions. As far as where to find me, I'm on Girls Around These Worlds on, Sunday, Monday, Friday. And then I'm here on Tuesdays with everyone who has been so lovingly inviting me. I appreciate it. Otherwise, this week, on Wednesday and Saturday, I'll be on my own channel, Torn Talks Creativity, and we are doing a charity stream for Jack.org, which champions mental health absolutely. Like I said, I'll be live tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Saturday. If you would like to help out, please do. Just share resources, anything like that. We'll be doing that until Sunday with other people in a small stream team. So please check that out. And thank you.
I have been Kaya, playing Eranon, Chastened Rogue. You can find me for the next 5 Saturdays on Girls Run These Worlds in Michelle's Salvage Union, which is going to be super fun. I'm looking forward to that. You can also find me here on Tuesdays in this, and I am the mean voice that puts the rest of these through all the horrible tortures that is Black Teeth. Thank you very much for watching.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful, wonderful things happening. We love all you guys. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you here next week. Take care of yourself, everybody. Goodbye. Wave, everybody.
Bye.
Wave.
Thank you.
Wave. Oh.